Hi. Hello, everyone. How are we? Welcome. Wednesday evening. Up the ox is what we're shouting, says Czar. Here we go. Already, we're about to get started. And already I'm stressed. We've got a second round of chicken pox in the house. Oh, it's just like we said obviously when we had the littlest one got it a couple of weeks ago, we're like, let's make sure the eldest one gets it during half term. That'll be fine. No, he waited until Tuesday to get it, hence why there was no stream on Wednesday. So he's got a rough dose as well, to be honest. He's got a rough dose of it. So we were sort of like, obviously, you know, the bedroom's just behind us here. So before we got started up, Twitch was playing up anyway. And when we're trying to get it all set up, we're like, right, can't get ready because he's just like, he's stirring. And then he woke up, and then Twitch was playing silly buggers regardless. So we're like, right, let's take him downstairs. So he's downstairs with Mrs. J at this point. Monday we didn't stream because I was quite tired from Sunday. I'll give you that. I went for a lie down, and I did not wake up. So the intention was to come and stream. Just slept. I had 9.5 hours on Monday night, and to be fair, I haven't had that since before the children, to be honest. So yeah, that was fun. Sunday was a lot of fun though, But anyway, let's talk about Sunday. Let's talk about Oxford. Let's basically let's do a bit of a catch up, because although we spent a lot of time on Sunday together, I feel as though we haven't properly talked. Here we go. So Geezer Dre says best Sunday ever. Dan, of course, reminded me that it was Monday we didn't stream. Lewis, of course, asking about the chicken pox issue. Get the hydrates on already. Good point. You can already tell I'm a bit raspy. Fat Nige, did the search under the sofa produce 37.5p so football clubs could be limited? We have to talk about that, don't we? We have to talk about that, because there'll be some people who might tune in tonight who weren't here on Sunday and will be going, what on earth are you on about, Gaffer? Buying a football club. Zar, did you go out to the high street and just buy a football club? No, I got on footballclubs.com. That's where I decided to go at that point. So, yes, this is where we are. Norwegian boys in as well. Your brother's a sweeper keeper. Yeah, again, keep that going from the other night, by the way. That was pretty good. I even did that in Rich Owens' stream the other night. Popped in to see him, and I was like, what was I said? So, your ma pays by installments. So we're doing that. Your dad insists on a buyback clause. Odd lost to some low division team today. Oh dear. Oh, it's pre-season though, isn't it? So it's fine. I think. Really, possibly, maybe. We'll see. Even Raggio, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Woolrich as well. You definitely earned some sleep after Sunday. Sunday was, without a shadow of a doubt, fucking awesome. Like, genuinely, there's no words that can describe Sunday. What a day. Like, thank you so much for everybody who was there, who was part of that. If you haven't seen it, there is no VOD at the minute. It's 12 hours long. I don't know if we're going to put that on YouTube. That seems very much like a Patreon thing or something. Further down the line, or like, because I don't understand how I can do a sub only thing on YouTube. So you're all there, you saw it, you watched it. If there's a sub thing, I'll pop a little link to it into the private sub area in Discord. So if you're subbed, you can go back and rewatch it if you want to be honest. We've already put the playlist up in the Discord as well, so go and have a little check out of that. There might be some songs that are missing, so again, we can obviously update it as we go along. So feel free to go and pop your head in there, have a bit of a bop along, because there were some tunes played on Sunday night, some absolute tunes. Most notably was at midnight, dropping beats to Scooter. Back in the UK, we went a bit Euro techno to get us over the line towards that final push, and we actually won the title. That was incredible. That was unbelievable. Like, speaking to Mrs. J about that today, and we were saying about how some streamers would have made that a great experience. Like, it would have just been a case like, all right, cool, we're about to win the title, that's going to be amazing, we'd have had a great time. And I'm aware I'm quite good at doing, is we created drama in that as well. Like, we had this whole, like, sense of panic that we weren't going to finish the season on stream. I was like, we have to do the season now. We've invested 11 and a half hours. We are not tapping out at 12 hours without seeing that tick over and seeing the end of the season. So whoever suggested sim a couple of games, well played to you, by the way. Brilliant idea. And of course, the absolute narrative arc of losing the first match we simulated was like, we couldn't write that. If I was trying to write it as a script, that's exactly what I would have written. But you would have went, that's too out there. That's far too out there. That happened. Then we had to go back, and then we won the next 3 games or whatever. And it was into this final match, so we had to play the final game. We were Sunderland, by the way, in the 98-99 database, for those people who weren't there. Outstanding. So we took the title to the last game of the season. It was ourselves, it was Norwich, and it was Wolves, and there was 1 point separating us. Sunderland and Norwich were joint on points. Wolves 1 point behind. We had a strike force of Kevin Phillips and Miroslav Klose, who we'd signed for 60 grand. And Miroslav Klose basically has multiple streets named after him in Wearside now, and has the keys to Jackie White's market, and is probably one of the most famous people in Wearside at the minute, because he was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. We totaled it up, and there was 99 goals. Was it 99 or 98 goals, I think, scored between Kevin Phillips and Miroslav Klose. Niall Quinn didn't get a look in, really. It was insane. We went a goal up on the final day of the season. Norwich went a goal up on the final day of the season. We then went 1-1. We're like, oh no, we're not gonna cost ourselves the title on the last day of the season, are we? Wolves were losing, so we're like, right, it's literally between ourselves and Norwich. And somehow we found an extra gear, or should I say an extra 7 gears, because we won the last game of the season 7-1, and we were champions with a goal difference of what, plus 400 or something stupid like that. Yeah, it was incredible, absolutely incredible. And at the end of that 12-hour stream, just the emotion just hit when we got the title in our hands, lifted it above our heads, and like, what a moment, what a moment. We'll get to the fact that we have to go and start a football club as well. That's something else we'll talk about on stream tonight, but we'll get back to it. We'll get back to our bread and butter, to be honest, the British Steel Challenge. We are, of course, over here at Oxford as well in League One. And one thing we did mention, actually, well, on stream, and I was sort of trying to organise it while we were doing it. We said that there was a giveaway for a surprise shirt. Now, we've given one away. Obviously, we've already done that. That was fantastic. That was everyone who'd subbed prior to the 12-hour stream. So that's already gone. That's gone to Cass, which is awesome. So we're going to get that sent off to them. Mrs. J is busy sort of totaling up and working out how we do the other draw for everyone else who was in gifting subs, because some of you were quite silly, to be honest, and gifted a lot. So you've now got multiple entries in there, so we've got to make sure that everyone's got the exact correct entries to go back and redo another prize draw. So we'll have another prize draw. It might be tonight, it might be Friday night, depending upon what happens with downstairs with littlest James and while he's asleep, or not asleep possibly. There is, of course, going to be another draw to give away a shirt. Now, in addition to that, the lovely people at Surprise Shirts have been very, very nice to us. And they have said, because you're all really lovely, and because we often use things like, Football Manager to try and think about, how we do our saves, they've basically said that if we want to give you some discount, then we can, right? So if you go to surpriseshirts.co.uk and you type the code TGFM into the coupon box, you get an extra 10% off at that point as well. So they'll do that from now on. So we're going to put that as a proper link. That was supposed to be announced on Sunday while we're doing it. Dan, appreciate the resub for Primer Man. Very, very kind. Thank you so much. 20 months. We got some proper OGs in the house. Like, we got 20 months. We got some 24 months. We got some brand new people as well who are like only a month in. And you know what? I appreciate everyone just as much. Barton in there, 4 months on the Prime. You mad buggers. Genuinely. This got ridiculous on Sunday, by the way. Again, if you're brand new. I set a target, right? Of Captain on Deck. Welcome in, buddy. How are you? Stream's just started, man. Stream's just started, to be honest. We're having a good time tonight. We're playing catch up from Sunday night where we did some silliness, to be honest. And this is what we did, okay? Now, you might not get the audio here, but this, have I recovered? Not yet, friendly ghost. No, Monday Monday was just an absolute washout. I worked Monday during the day, and then I fell asleep straight after. I got the kids to bed, and I was like, I'm gonna go for a quick like power nap, tactical nap, and I was out. I was out like a light. 9.5 hours later, I was awake. So apologies for Monday's stream, that didn't happen. Tuesday, then of course, eldest Jameson comes down with chicken pox, so he's not very well at the minute. So he's obviously up and down. He's downstairs with Mrs. J at the minute, right now. Mrs. J is currently, as we said before, is counting up all the subs from Sunday night to go in that second prize draw. Birthday Ghost, as you're saying there, birthday is actually tomorrow, so that's what we're going to have. So birthday is tomorrow night. Well, in fact, it's all day tomorrow. I'm going to be traditional. I'm going to celebrate all day. So we're going to do that. So that's going to be pretty nice. Myself and Mrs. J probably get something to eat, but then again, it's going to be with eldest Jameson, who is of course off school still. Littlest Jameson's not happy about that, to be honest. He's not happy at all. He's properly foaming. He's just like, I want to stay at home. I'm like, you stayed at home 2 weeks ago full of chicken pox. So yeah, he's off to nursery with a pet lip on. Evening, Danny Emu. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. Bag of cans stream. It's tempting. It is very tempting. It is very tempting. We'll see what Mrs. J reckons. We'll see. We might do a bag of cans stream tomorrow night to play catch up, to be honest, because of course we missed out Monday, didn't we? For those people who obviously weren't there on Sunday, this is what we got. So this was what we had, right? Now, if we can still see that, is my mic still working at this point? I don't know if there's music still playing through here. Don't know if there is. There should be. Yeah, right. Okay. This is what we were trying to do, right? We said every single sub that happened, okay, was entering that surprise shirt draw. If anyone was daft enough to gift 5 subs, they could pick a formation for a match. If anyone was daft enough to gift 10 subs, they could pick the team. If anybody was absolutely ridiculous, you could be the manager for gifting 20. Now, every 20 subs, we were going to unlock the hooch, and then it was shots of apple sours. 25 subs was sponsor a player in real life. We will talk about that in a few moments. 50 subs by Steven Gerrard. Couldn't sign Steven Gerrard, so we had to try and switch that around a little bit. 75 subs, get some new headshots, including the YouTube face, which again we'll demonstrate. 100 subs, sell Super Kev. 150 subs, wear Mrs. J's Liverpool shirt for the remainder of the stream. 200 subs was buy a football club. 500 subs, manage Newcastle United on stream. Of course, some of those are deliberately high because I thought there's no way anyone's going to be stupid enough to do those sorts of things. What I forgot was, you lot are lovely. Very, very lovely. And if I set you a challenge, you go for it, to be honest. And so we couldn't do the 50 subs to get Steven Gerrard because, of course, Steven Gerrard wouldn't leave Liverpool to sign for Sunderland. So we had to try and do something a little bit different. So we thought, right, at 50 subs, let's try and put we'll do the YouTube faces. We'll do some new headshots. So all the YouTube faces and all those like ones that are clearly like over the top photographs that look like you're being wanked off, right? We'll do those right there. Those sorts of things, right? So we'll do all that. I'll redo that. Okay. 100 subs, we'd said openly, was going to be by a football club. I said, right, fine. Getting towards the end of the night, 75 subs became wear that Sunderland shirt. Okay, now the reason that sounds quite funny is that Sunderland shirt is a small. Okay, I am not a small, I am a large. So I basically had this football top on and it was very, very small. It was very small and it was very tight and somehow I got it off. And I don't really know how. It was easier to get off than it was to get on. That's what she said, right? So I did that. So for the remainder of the stream, I was sort of like this a little bit. And then right at the end, we hit 100 subs because everyone's a little bit too nice. And we were all having a fantastic time. So what happened was I decided, fine. I said 100 subs for Let's Start a Football Team. So we're going to do that. Okay? So we will start making those inroads into it. We'll start making those inroads into how to actually set a football team up. And we will work out where it happens and how it happens. TJFC will become a thing, okay? It's not going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow. Of course, you're aware these things are going to take time. In real life, Dan, yeah, in real life, because in game, we could have done that we could have done that easily. Like, we could have just set a team up in game and made TJFM, and that would have been fine. We would have had all the, that would have had, like, everyone in the chat could have been a player. That would have been quite fun, but that's fun. What's silly is setting up a team in real life. So we're going to do that. So we're going to go and have those conversations. We're going to try and work out the logistics of it and see how it happens. As I say, it might not be a thing. The whole thing was go and try and get it done, right? It might not happen, okay? It might not happen. And that's fine, because then we can go, hey, look, we tried, it didn't work, never mind, right? The worst thing that could happen, as I say, because I was trying to say that on stream, I was like, that's the best situation. The best situation is it doesn't happen. And we can say, we tried, we failed. Oh, well, what a shame. The worst thing that can happen is we try and it becomes a thing. And then I have to run a football club. That will be difficult. Because believe it or not, I don't know much about running a football club. I'd have to try and find people who do know stuff about running a football club. So we'll do all that. And it'll be fun. And it'll be funny. And that is a reason to do pretty much anything, to be honest. Is it going to be fun? Is it going to be funny? And at the minute, we can tick both of those things off. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start having a look around, work out how we do it. Obviously, we want to have a kids team and obviously a women's team as well. So that's realistically what we'd like. We'd like men's, kids and women. If it's a case of, we have to sacrifice the men's team and we focus purely on the kids and the women's team, then again, that's completely cool. We'll do that. But we will start making those inroads and try and look at whether it's a thing, whether it's a goer. Because, you guys put your faith in me and you'll put your hands in your pockets. So the least I can do is say, you know what? I'm a man of my word. Let's go and make those phone calls. Okay? So that's where we are. The player sponsorships, I'm not going to manage it. God, no, I'm not going to manage it. Have you seen how bad I am at managing? No chance. I'd have to sack myself pretty quickly. But I will. I've started. I've got some stuff already downloaded where I am wanting to sort of do some coaching badges and stuff. So that's all happening anyway. That should really have been one of the sub goals. Really, was sign up for the national license. Instead of doing YouTube faces of making it look like I'm wanking people off. But that's fine. I can do that anyway. So that's fine. So I've already downloaded a few sort of like courses and that, the free stuff. RDF is currently is currently working with Dynamo Tbilisi, so we're going to have to try and work a way of getting him away from there to come and work for us at some point. But they've actually got a club at the minute, and we haven't. So there is that. We might as well have a go, Rogie. We might as well have a go and see if it can become a thing. Because, as we said, if it's going to work, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Never mind. Even Wilco, how are you, buddy? Don't be a dick to yourself. One of the rules. Yeah, exactly. That's 100% my rule. Do not be a dick. Got to sort myself out, Feel free to ask Mike Garlick for owning some football clubs. I don't know. Who's Mike Garlick? We need to come up with some chants. Well, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We need to come. We've got a few things we need to get to before that point. I think surely we can sort some loan players out. Well, this is the thing. You see, we could have a link up. So we've obviously got Dynamo Tbilisi we can maybe speak to. We could speak to Odds, so we could maybe get some links with some Norwegian players in there. Mozza is starting a football team in Scotland called Tully Boy. Could start that, and we were talking about sponsoring a player. We actually sponsored two, right? So Durham AFC, who you may have heard of, we definitely spoke about them on stream, and we've tweeted out about them a few times this year. Durham AFC have been owned horrifically by former Newcastle player Olivier Bernard, right? And they were looking for a new owner, and they finally managed to get rid of him, right? Get rid of him, and they've got some new owners in, and they're sort of trying to build the club up organically again. Apparently, Ellis Patton Away Days has gone and done a video about them because they went on this horrific run. They were like one of the worst teams in the UK in terms of their results and everything like that. Like, they only got their first point a few weeks ago or whatever. So they have been posting out saying that there's still a few players left who haven't got sponsorship for the remainder of the season. And you know what I'm like. Like, if I find something again, if I find something that seems funny, then maybe it's worth exploring. Okay, so I had a little nosy about, and I sort of know one of the people who's involved in running the club, and I sent a message saying, look, are these players still still available? And they were like, yeah, like, do you want to? Like, I was like, because we might do it. Like, we'll sponsor one, and then we'll do one on stream essentially. So what happened was we have agreed to sponsor Calvin Payne. Okay, now partly because of the fact that we've got so many things we can do, like Here Comes the Pain. Basically, we'll redo the SmackDown PlayStation game. We can do that. That'll be great marketing for him. So we're going to do Calvin Payne, who apparently is a very, very good player. And we've also got Adetunji Benson as well, who again is also apparently be quite a decent player. So we're going to sponsor the pair of them. So it's both locked in as well. I've put the thing in the Discord as well, so you can prove that's actually happened already. So what's going to be really weird now is in the match day programs, it's going to say Payne and Benson sponsored by TJFM. If ever they score a goal, that's going to be mentioned as well. We're going to be there. We're going to be sort of like part of the match day. Yeah, we are literally the match day sponsor of these people. So I think that's pretty cool, to be honest. And again, it doesn't mean a lot to us. Like, it's not a huge amount of money, but to them, it's just one less thing to have to worry about. So it allows them to at least play football for the rest of the season. So, and they can do that. And it's one, as I say, it's just one less problem, And if we can do something nice for a football club that's been fucked over, then I think that's really cool. And Durham, again, it's not my local team, but it's local enough for back home. So, and they obviously were treated really badly. So if we can do something nice, then that's great. So yeah, we might try and look to do some bits of YouTube things as well for them as well. Now, obviously, if Ellis is going to do some stuff, I think he's got a video out there as well. I need to check on it, actually. Apparently, he did do some stuff on YouTube. So if we can get a link up with Ellis as well and get a bit of a sort of like dual approach on it, that would be great, because he's got a hell of a following. RDF's obviously been sort of talking about them as well on online. So they were aware of us anyway, because of course we have sort of tweeted out about the cause and saying like, look, it's not good, these like owners who come in and do crap things to football clubs. So they've sort of they are aware that we are trying to do the right thing. So the fact that we can get something like that happening, yeah, I'm happy with that. That's pretty good, isn't it? I'm very happy indeed. Tim Pay says that sounds great. Will Sonia, hello Tony team, welcome in. Danny Emu as well. It does sound very cool, doesn't it? Brock Lesnar song in the background says Geezer Dre. 100%. So what were the issues with Bernard? Basically, it's easily Googleable. He was just a bit of a prick, to be honest, and he just was trying to run the club into the ground. He wasn't really that bothered about running it, I don't think. So, but then refused to sell it because, I don't know. Then if it was just it couldn't have been a status thing for him because he wasn't bothered. But it was, I don't know if it was, I don't know what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. But Rogi's just scored. I can certainly tell you that much. That's a hell of a goal from our main man, who of course is back. Now, Rogi, I'm not sure if you were around when you were re-signed, but Rogi's come back to join the fold on loan. He's never lost it, he's never lost that little burst of energy and that burst of pace that he had. And there we go. That's his first goal of the season, I think. Can't remember. It was Friday was the last time we streamed with Oxford, so he might have scored 7. We are top of the league, by the way. At least we were at the start of this game. So, spare a thought for Southend, who could cease to exist in just over a week. I mean, look, I've just saved Durham. I can't go saving Oxford as well. But you're right, Dan. Like, this is the problem with football, right? And this is why I thought getting involved in something like Durham, trying to set our own thing up as well. It was just looking at how things are, with the Manchester United situation, the Manchester City situation, the Newcastle situation, Liverpool situation, like, it's just wrong. Like, I look at my boys and I think, like, I don't want them to, ask me for a Man United shirt or a Liverpool shirt or a Newcastle shirt, Man City shirt, of course you went down, don't worry. No, it's just me with my sort of comedic retort. Like, it's just, I don't want to have to look at them and then for them to say, can I have these shirts? And for me, I go, no, like, why do you want those sorts of, like, and I'll end up having to buy them because that's what I'll be like. And for me, that's me almost condoning what they do, which of course I don't want to have to do. And I can't tell them, oh no, you can't have a shirt of a sports washing nation, because they don't understand what sports washing is. And then they're going to tell their mates, well, I can't be a Manchester or a Man City fan or a Liverpool fan because my dad says that they're sports washing. And then their mates just go, well, we don't know what that means, so whatever. And, probably you can't play with us anymore now. So, right, take your Borussia Dortmund and your Barcelona shirts elsewhere. Like, it's difficult, isn't it? Because, like, you don't want them to sort of be ostracised as kids. You want them to make friendships. You want them to sort of be part of things. You want them to potentially look at any sport and be interested in being part of it. And football is probably the easiest one for people to get involved in because of, its relative popularity, and it's relatively inexpensive. It's, of course, getting more and more expensive to take part in it. Relatively inexpensive to take part in. Even Sebastian, bonsoir. Ça va? But yeah, and you don't want them to sort of have any barriers to get into that sort of stuff. And yeah, I do find it difficult because you also have that thing as well of looking at your teams and your players and going like trying to convince your kids that, what's a good idea? Support a team that loses a lot. Like, they don't want that. They don't want that at all. They want to see a team that's winning. They want to support a team that's winning. Like, you can't really convince them that, supporting a team that loses is just better and it's more fun. Because they go, no, it's not. That's rubbish. Like, why would I want to watch a football team that loses every single week? Like, I'm young, I'm impressionable. I want to see teams winning, which makes complete sense from a kid's point of view and from an adult's point of view, in a sense. Like, who on earth would want to watch themselves? Who on earth would want to watch a team that loses all the time? Just ourselves, just me, really. Like, I like the pain, and I don't know why. So yeah, trying to convince the kids to go like, I'd rather you support a rubbish team, thank you very much, than one that wins. They're not going to be interested in that, are they? So what a challenge we've got on our hands to try and work out how to juggle this. So yeah, I haven't quite worked it out yet, but it's something that I need to try and figure out. But it's a tricky one, right? It's a tricky one. And as Fat Nigel says, in comes the French supporters club of TJFC. Yeah, I mean, to say I speak French, Sebastian, is well, a little bit of French and not very good. But I try, and I would like to speak more. To be honest, I would like to learn. That's one of the things that I regret not keeping up once I left school, was keeping up French, because I did enjoy it. I was quite good at it, but continuing after school was tricky. Do you know what the French branch say to you? Who? Hello, who? I'm not sure if that's translated properly. Who is hello? Sorry, Sebastian, French lessons were 30 years ago, yeah. Who is hello? Okay. Bonjour. I was going to say, like, would you be shouting c'est combien, but that's how much, isn't it? Êtes-vous, who are you? I don't know. Get the Mini Jamesons to support Norwich. One year they'll be ecstatic, the next they'll be on a downer. Yeah, also one of them likes mustard, so possibly. Because obviously the options we've got around here, York City, clearly very bad, very, very bad, not great. A lot of sadness. Leeds United, I suppose. I wouldn't mind if they wanted a Premier League side or a top division side. I wouldn't mind taking them to Leeds. I'd be happy enough taking them up the road to Sunderland. Again, there's a bit of sadness attached to that as well, because that's not going to be all fun and games. Harrogate, I suppose you could say Harrogate. Darlington, but they're not. But then you're getting into the whole like driving for sadness at that point. And it's not like even just sadness on your doorstep. You know? Do they want a Scottish club? They'll be given St Mirren, I think, Rogie, or they'll be given Celtic, I suppose. Can I endear them to Stenhousemuir? I think they might like the sound of that, actually, to be honest. Local sadness is much more convenient. Exactly, Wilsonia. You don't want to drive for sadness, especially when kids are involved, you know? Today's kids end up supporting players rather than teams anyway. 100%. 100%. Who do you support? Lionel Messi. Oh, okay. Good. Who do you support? The other one. Well, he's a bad man. So we're not going to do that. Let's have a little look at what Steny are up to, because a lot of Scottish football clubs are doing good things at the minute, aren't they? You know, that's the thing. Motherwell were doing good stuff. What have we got here? Stenhousemuir aiming to tackle rocketing energy bills with a multifaceted, ambitious plan that could see the club becoming self-sufficient. Yes. Love that. Love that. Sustainable energy plans in Scottish League 2. Now we're talking. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we need. Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of stuff. Like, and I feel as though that's what TJFC would be. TJFC is going to get into that level, you know? The club's early think is the excess energy could be used to supply the local gym, which is currently loss-making and is under threat of closure. Other ideas include installing EV charging points with free or heavily discounted energy for locals, an electric car and bike communal rental scheme. That's the bit I love the most. Yes, I love that. I genuinely love that. That actually, part of that is part of my thoughts for TJFC as well, you know. Believe it or not, is linking up with the local gyms, because back up north. So here's a long convoluted story. Okay, so I'm no longer part of the CrossFit gym that I go to in York. Okay, I'm no longer part of that anymore, for various reasons. Okay, time being some of them, and back up north, there's another CrossFit gym who are in the town that I used to play football in when I was a kid. So all my Sunday League team was there. So hello, Jane Thoughts. Welcome in, buddy. Nice to see you, sir. Absolute pleasure. Have yourself a little shout out. Jane Thoughts, who's going to be one of the key organisers in Saturday. We'll talk about that as well. So when I used to play Sunday League, I used to play for Chesley Street. And up there, they've now got a CrossFit gym. Great CrossFit gym. Really, really good one. And they are the whole thing of CrossFit is it's all community based, right? So during the pandemic, for example, my CrossFit gym did very little, okay? CrossFit gyms in Chesley Street were delivering fruit and vegetables and food parcels to the local community who couldn't get access to them, particularly as well for, like, you know, people who obviously weren't allowed to try to go outside, or to vulnerable people. They were doing those deliveries, and that was great. During school holidays, they always promote activities for the kids, like, you know, go and like sort of learn about healthy nutrition and exercise and keep yourselves fit. It's all about being part of the community, and Chesley Street itself is quite a sort of, it's your traditional working class community that doesn't have a great amount of money, so, you know, it needs something, and it needs an identity. And when I go up, and it's great, like, you know, I have a lovely time. They've got the local sports teams using their gym to do their strength and conditioning. So I was like, someone's missing a trick here somewhere. So of course, when I'm coming up with TJFC, that's 100% what I'm thinking of. Right, we're going to get the players in, do the strength and conditioning in the local gyms. Then that, of course, as you say there, if energy bills are up, at least someone's in, and it's not costing for the lights to be on when there's nobody there. All makes sense, doesn't it? Just try and utilise these things. Also, as well, I think the first port of call is for pitches, is hit the local colleges and universities. That's where you want to be going for your first set of pitches. Try and get them. Because again, if they're not going to be used, they'll be of a good quality, presumably, and you'll get some good change rooms as well. So that's my first thing. My first thing is to consider going and having a chat there. So, So yeah, we're sort of on it a little bit. Dan Rees grew up supporting Leicester City being promoted and relegated between the Premier League and Championship, then eventually to League One. I used to get stick at school from Man U and Arsenal fans. 2016 was so sweet. Being a smaller club punching above our weight made the whole thing more sweeter. I'm from Kent as well, so nobody can understand why I was a Leicester fan. Still pinching myself, but to your point, supporting a smaller side is so much more fun. It can be, can't it? Absolutely can be. And you know what? Not always. Not always. Granted, there'll be some times that it is just a bit like, oh, I can't believe I still do this, and why am I still doing this? You know, it's not always going to be fun. I mean, people who, you know, are fans of, like, you know, Scarborough, you know, eventually there was no football club there. There's, you know, Darlington fans haven't had a great time, to be honest. Obviously, you know, let's all, you know, pour one out for the poor old Newcastle fans who had to suffer Mike Ashley not spending money every single season, you know. But you know, they're the worst. They're the worst done by of all of football, really, when you think about it. And those clubs have gone out of existence, but you know, but poor Newcastle didn't get a striker once, so just remember that. JM thoughts. Sorry, we've got more out first. I lived in North London for 28 years. It was unbelievable. Went to the pub to watch the game against Man U. The whole pub was cheering for us. They cheered at me. Excellent. Love it. Rick O'Shea, welcome in. Nice to see you. JM thoughts. Talking with TJFC. I'm assuming this is going to be more like a Truck United, like an amateur team that recruits players from time to time for friendlies. You're not actually forming a proper team in a recognised league in the football pyramid, are you? Because you're bonkers, and I hope you have deep pockets. The first part of what you said there, the bonkers bit, that is true. That is true. We'll start. Look, we're going to have to start at Sunday League. Let's be honest. We're not going straight into like the bottom runs of the ladder. You know, let's make some calls. Let's see what happens. If we can get some sponsorship, who knows, Jam? That's what we need to look at. Who knows? We're going to go out. We're going to try and make some things happen. If something happens, great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. You know? I'm going to get a Tony Jameson out banner. He never invests in the club. I want Qatar to take over. Oh, God, yeah. There will. And you know what? There will be people that will want that eventually. The people that want that. Oh, I can't believe he hasn't sold to those, you know, horrific people. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. It's a club for the fans. It's a club for the locals. You know? We want proper, sensible ownership, which is why I will be nowhere near the money, because I am not that clever. No, Crystal Palace. This is season 10. At the minute. We are currently in a British Steel Challenge, which means we are trying to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. We've currently done 6 seasons in Northern Ireland, which was fantastic. And we are now in League One with Oxford United having bounced back-to-back promotions. So we left Northern Ireland at Linfield having won the Danske Bank Premiership and the Middlester Cup, I believe. Or one of the cups, not the Antrim Shield, sorry. So we did a double. Came down to Oxford because, of course, we'd won most things in Northern Ireland, but not all. Came to Northern Ireland. They were in the National League, actually, at that point. They'd been relegated twice. So they were into the non-leagues, and our job was to get them back out. So we finished second in the first season. There, we lost the league on the final day of the season, then lost the playoffs, which was a bit sad. Following season, we won the title and we won the FA Trophy. Then we won the National League 2, so the League 2. Sorry, got ourselves promoted again. So now we're in League 1. Which we're very, very happy about because we're top of the table after 3 games. This is the Carabao Cup against Sunderland. So if you're about on Sunday, Crystal Palace, I think that's maybe where you came to the stream from Sunday. We were doing Sunderland in the 98-99 database. So that's, of course, where you may have seen this. Is this the first season from? We won the league actually that day. Here's Paley's through. Oh, nearly gets himself a goal. Yes, Rick, we did get out of the shirt. And look, there, it's still there. There's no holes or anything in it. It's not ripped. It's still there, very much intact. It's a club for locals. Rogie makes the 9-hour trip every other week. I mean, local is relative as well. Okay, we'll describe that. The world is quite small these days. I'm assuming it's written in my mod contract. I have to move down and support the club. No, you can just run the Rogie bus. Yeah, house paid for by the club. You're keeping in TJ's hut. Why do you think we're getting this extension built? So Rogie can kip here on match days. Great save by Westwood. The Football Manager Vikings. That's not a bad idea, actually, is it? Already phoning local airfields and getting the banner made. I mean, look, don't get the banner made for TJ out, because I mean that's, if we're trying to be like, you know, energy efficient and carbon neutral, that's the worst thing you can do. Just send an email. Just spam an email account saying TJ out, please. Bobby Fresno scored against Sunderland. Absolute mixed emotions here today. Some sort of kite, perhaps. Just buy a bunch of trifles. Just put a trifle on every seat. They'll be going, oh, food waste as well. Oh, that's unethical. Oh, here we go. Haidara's through. There's a block. We should also make one of our players rename themselves Renford Raspberry as well. Just going, I'm really sorry. I know your name's Terry, but we're going to call you Renford Raspberry from now on. Is that all right? I'm sure they'll be fine with it. Renford Raspberry, yeah. Exactly. He's even more of a raspberry. Now 12% more raspberry. Looks like you're DPing a good. It looks like you're doing a good enough job as manager. Well, it's not technically real, though, is it? So at this point, I'm very much in the let's keep trying. Will this transfer? Well, I mean, what would be good though is, and let's get it out there now. Let's say, right, okay, Tony, you could be the new Will Still. Yes, I could be, in a sense. Now, let's just go with it, right? Will TJFM be doing a away trip to New Brunswick, or do you still think that's a shoe shop? I binge watched some of TJ's old comedy clips. Hey, there you go. There's a reference that even I'm struggling to go, what was that? Who rename channel points to rename any TJ player? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's how Renford Raspberry turns up. Get some hydrate. Appreciate you, Parnell. Obviously, there's a bit of a... So there's multiple bits of narrative here. We thought we were going to get an interview for the Sunderland job. We got one. We thought we were going to offer the Sunderland job. We didn't get offered the Sunderland job. We obviously won the 98-99 league season with Sunderland on stream on Sunday. That was fantastic. We've been sacked by Sunderland on stream in our first sense. There's a guru! Oh, what a goal that was. What a goal. And here we are, little Oxford, little TJ's Oxford. We stayed, and this is what we've done. Aguero makes it 2-0 in the Carabao Cup in a save where all we have to do is win things. And we're not going to win the Carabao Cup, but let's be honest, we're now potentially an extra round further than we thought we'd be. Here's Rogie. Out to Blakey, who's got loads of space. Bobby Fresno thought he was going to play it back inside, decided against it. Should have really done that, to be honest, because now Blakey's out of position. Here comes Haidara. It's back. Good save. The Rise of the Ox. I mean, there's a film everyone will watch, surely. You know. You watch things like Guardian of the Galaxy, you'd watch The Rise of the Ox, surely. Even I'd watch that. I mean, look at this. They've had double the chances than we have at this point. Unbelievable. Aguero, Rogie, who's on a booking, by the way, so I might have to keep an eye on him. Guest, Rogie sends it over. Fresno with a header. What a performance from the boys. Right, we're going to bring Guest off for Jenkins-Davies. Not because Guest's a bad player, but he's just needs some fresh legs, I think. Hello, Matt Blade. Welcome in. Oh, it's deflected over the top. Questions as well, by the way, that came out on Sunday. Mrs. J was asking, are you going to continue the Sunderland save because you clearly fall in love with the team? I haven't touched it. I put the save in the Discord. For anyone who subs, if you've had a look in the Discord channel, you'll see that it's there. So that's your little gift from Sunday. Go and continue it if you want. Go and enjoy the world where Miroslav Klose is a Sunderland striker. And a very, very good one at that. Go and enjoy that universe. Because it was fun. It was a lot of fun. 10 minutes in. 10 minutes left. 2-0 up against Sunderland. One of my mods was playing a Linfield save and doing stupidly well. Oh, really? That's fantastic. I'm very happy about that. The fact Nigel's been having a great time with it. He's finally given up on. I think he had to play something like 75 games or something one season. He was just like, oh, it was grim. Fresno goes all the way unchallenged. Shot at the end's a bit weak because obviously his legs have given up. But here we go. And that's the thing as well. This is what I quite like about this specific save, and we did a little bit of it with Indonesia as well, is that we can drop various parts of the save into Discord for people to continue if they do like the universe, if they do want to continue where we're going. So obviously we left Linfield when we left Northern Ireland, and we can still do the same if we leave Oxford. I think we leave it at a point where we've got the save options. If people want to go for it, they can do it. So we've got to put that up there as well. So again, there's another option. Sent me a screenshot of him winning games in the Champions League. He's very humble. Wasn't sure about telling you. Oh, mate, that's awesome. Tell him to keep going. Tell him I want to see those screenshots. I want to see what they did that I didn't do. Ken Shiro, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you for that. Free entry if you bring a trifle. Absolutely. That's the very least we can do, Dan. We've beaten Sunderland in the cup. And where can he post these screenshots, Mr. James? Well, it's interesting you should ask that, Rogie. You can post this over in the Discord. We've got a great Discord. You should all join it. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful result. I'm going to post these results just here next to this one where we put young Oxford side shine against Sunderland. How bizarre. This is all right, isn't it? This is all right. Look. Fat Nigel, in fact, he's already said he's just lurking in the back of the stream until the Man City game finishes. Forgot we're going up against Champions League football tonight again, aren't we? So that could be a thing. There we are. Right. Nigel says he played 77 games, won the league, 3 cups, and got the round of 16 in the Europa League. I had to quit, though. I couldn't face another season like that. 30 games in 3 months. Oof. That's heavy, isn't it? That is heavy on the legs and the brain as well. Llama says you're doing 11 hours tonight. I'm excited. Well, might as well, and it's part-timer now. You know, might as well. I've done me 12 now. It's only downhill from here. You know, I'm suggesting the league isn't built for European football. Well, I think you need to invest in the youth, to be honest, and bring some more people back in. Not an ad, says Rogie. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Who watches Champions League? Not us. Not us round here. Oh, here we go. Good versus evil. Finally, He-Man versus Skeletor all over again. Right. This is what we've got. Okay. We've taken out the team we love in the Northeast. Now let's try and take out the one we hate. Holy narrative, Batman. Exactly. I'm not saying that this, if we take, hey, look, a lot of football needs to be played before now at the end of the season, okay? Let's just see. This is the moment, though, when you get all your Newcastle fans will turn up going, oh, what's this? Is this a cup game, is it? Let's have a little nosy about, shall we? Let's just have a little look here. See what happens. Apparently my daughter steal my laptop is off, so I'm off to lurk. Oh, okay. No worries at all. No worries at all. The worst bit was trying to find fit players to play. Worst bit was to find fit players to play 3 games a week for 3 months. God, that's a lot of things I've got to try and say that are very, very similar in a very short space of time. I had more She-Ra I was more She-Ra than He-Man. I mean, I could have been a She-Ra. You never know, you know. She-Ra was badass as well, man. So here we go. Oxford versus a team that shouldn't really exist. Just watch the FA Vars first qualifying draw. 434 teams. I'm never going to play this low again. I really want to win the Vars. I mean, you don't have to watch the draw all the time, but you definitely should keep playing at that level because it's worth it. It's worth it. She-Ra reboot on Netflix is actually banging. Is it really? I haven't. I saw it advertised. I never got a chance to watch it. I tried to show Eldest Jameson He-Man yesterday, and he was having none of it. I was just like, "Do you watch a TV show that Daddy used to watch as a kid?" And he was just like, "Nah, not interested, mate." I was like, "All right, fair enough." So you don't appear to be that interested in the He-Man just yet. So we'll see. We'll see. We might get him moving on in a little bit, but gotta try and introduce him. Evening, Tomo. How are you, pal? Welcome in, sir. Hope life's treating you well. Christ, I tried that. Ivor the Tank Engine. I mean, this is the thing. He's in, like, what he's into at the minute. He loves Lightning McQueen. Loves Lightning McQueen. He loves Thomas the Tank Engine. Okay. He's all over that. That's pretty good. Dougie appears to have taken a bit of a sidestep now, which I'm a bit upset about because I'm a big fan of Hey Dougie, right? So I'm like, I'm missing my Dougie time. Come on, bring Dougie back in here, please. So that one I'm a little bit upset about. Paw Patrol, yeah, they do like a bit of Paw Patrol. I don't know how I feel about Paw Patrol, if I'm honest, because part of me thinks like, yeah, it's all right. And then there's part of me goes like, I think this is nonsense. It's not as bad as, what's the one that I hate? There's one that I really, really detest. Peppa Pig. I'm not arsed about Peppa Pig. Like, nah, not for me, thank you. He-Man is my work email avatar. Nice. That's what you want. He-Man, what's going on remix is like a foundational video of the internet. The lad's gone off. Dougie's just past 2 now. I want to see Dougie live in Liverpool, says Slates. Dougie live is meant to be excellent. I've got a couple of friends actually. One of them's I don't know if she's the musical director or whether she's one of the musicians as well. So she works on the live show, and then we've got a mate of ours again who's another comic who has written a couple of episodes of Dougie. So to me, they're the coolest people in the world. I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty class. Oggie's through. Oggie, you've got to finish. He-Man remix should be compulsory viewing. I think so. I told you I almost bought a Castle Grayskull over Christmas, didn't I? I don't know why. I've got nowhere to put it. Good ball at the top. Perkins doesn't have enough on it. Rogie gets it back. Oggie. Postman Pat was great the day. Mrs. J is a fan of Postman Pat. Again, I'm like, I can take him or leave him, to be honest. I'm like, yeah, Pat, fine. I don't understand why he kept taking his cat to work every day and nobody questioned it. You know, Casper is indeed an odd kid in the background. This one here. There you go, that's us right there. We used to have a link up with them. We were their official esports manager last season. So yeah, we've got a bit of a friendship with Odd, which is pretty cool. We did some stuff with them online, which was pretty awesome as well. So yeah, big fans of Odd. I don't hate cats, Jim. It's dogs I hate. Dogs are the animal I'm not a fan of. I'm allergic to cats, but I don't mind them. But Caspian with a follow there, appreciate you. Very kind, thank you, mate. Dunosh, presume? Did you talk about Hey Dougie episode that is a rip-off of Apocalypse Now? Big Northern Pandas, Marlon Brando, insane. Love the show. The kids used to love it too. It's what I like about Dougie as well is how they will tackle sort of like wider issues and stuff. And I think my favourite people are Nigel and Mr. Crab. They're the best people in the world. So, and I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing having a Nigel and Mr. Crab. They're the best. Casper says, by the way, I'm a Bron fan. Okay, fair. Good work. What are you expecting for this season then, Casper? Are you expecting a good season for Bron, or did they get back into the elite series, or because didn't they get relegated a couple of years ago? Hopefully they're back up in the top division now. I think they deserve to be up there, to be honest. James says, I retract my statement. I don't want your New York Times lawyers getting to me. Here's a guru over the top. Stoke City fan. What league are we in? We're in League 1 at this point, Stoke City fan, but we are 10 seasons in. So we've been all over the place. We've started in Northern Ireland, then we've come now back down into England, to Oxford. The plan is that we're hoping to try and win everything. So England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. So it's 36 trophies in all. It's 35 trophies in all, sorry. We've won 8 so far, which is pretty good, to be honest. And we've done back-to-back promotions with Oxford City, because once they got relegated, Oxford United, sorry, once they got relegated to the non-leagues, we're like, right, we've got to get them back out. That's when we took over. And we won the National League, and then we won League 2. So this is League 1. Currently sat top of League 1, actually, as well, which is really bizarre. I know we've only played 4 games, but even still, it's been a fantastic start to the season. I appreciate the follow by a Stoke City fan. That's very kind. Thank you for that. You did get back. Excellent. Expected to get a mid-table finish. Well, that's pretty cool, though, Casper. Like, if you get back to mid-table, that's a hell of a jump, innit, from the division below. So, yeah, good to have you back in the top division. So, hopefully you'll do well. Iconic cloth. Postman Pat in his black and white cat. Early in the morning, had an accident in the van. Now the song goes, Postman Pat in his flat black and white cat. And there you go. There's the moral of the story. Don't drive around in a van if you've got a cat in it. Also, nobody at the post office was like, Pat, why are you bringing this fucking cat to work, mate? You madhead. Sort it out. Cartoons back in the day are 100% better than the crap now. They are, Keeney, they are. You're right, but I think there's also nostalgia in there. I think there's nostalgia in there. We used to do a podcast called Animates, another couple of comedians, and the concept was us talking about kids' TV shows from our youth. It was brilliant. It was so much fun. And Dave Goodger was a big fan. I think Matt was a fan. Rich was a fan. I haven't done it for years. There you go. Elvis Dean was a fan of it as well. And also Animaniacs. That was a little bit after my time, I think. I can visualise it, I can see it as well, but I don't think I watched many of it. So I'm aware of it, but that's about as far as it goes, I think, really. But yeah, so we had this show, this podcast where we just talked really about the kids' TV shows from back in the day. And it was great fun. It was great fun. And you're right, some of the ones were just exceptional. But some of them don't hold up too well, unsurprisingly. Must be his mental health support animals to know and question why he takes everywhere to slates. That's a fair point, actually. That's a good point. DuckTales does have a go intro. I'll agree with that. That is uncontested, I think. Absolutely. Mrs. J is a big fan of the DuckTales intro. Oh, Sonny Perkins is through. Good defending. Come on, we can possibly do this. I think there was talk earlier on about whether you could get a Lego should do Castle Grayskull. Get on the Lego ideas. Could do, but the thing is, if Lego did Castle Grayskull, it would be £400. And Castle Grayskull itself was only £100 to buy. So I don't think it came with any figures, though. So I don't think it came with a Battle Cat. I don't think it came with an Adam of Eternia or a He-Man. So, or a Skeletor, or a Cringer. I did have this conversation with Rich Owens the other day. Actually, you may have seen it on Twitter about which of Skeletor's henchmen was our favourite. We had a conversation about one of the guys who has a massive fist. Not for that. I suggested he would work. I suggested he was a barista. He has a lovely hipster moustache. I think one of my favourites was Ram Man. Great ball at the top, Johnny Edge. Oh, mate, come on. Right, last couple of minutes. I know we say respect the point, but I think barista more like Befista. Am I right? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Blakey out to Rogie. Out to Lintop. All my He-Man stuff is in my mum and dad's in the loft. Oh, wow. If you've still got the stuff there, man, that's what you want. Like, all my kids' toys are probably in charity shops or in a landfill somewhere. My mum was very kindly tidying them up. So a lot of Star Wars stuff went, a lot of He-Man stuff went, a lot of Transformers stuff went. A lot of Mask. Mask was my jam. Centurions, Thundercats. Worth hundreds, no doubt. Yeah, probably, but you know what? It's like everything, isn't it? Like, you know, how are you meant to know at the time? Like, we've thrown trainers out that probably, you know, are now worth a lot of money that you wouldn't have thought about. Football shirts, that sort of thing. Respect the point. We do respect the point. Likewise, my Biker Mice from Mars figures. I think we did an episode of Biker Mice from Mars on the podcast. I think we did. Ram Man was the figure that you got the day your sister was born. There you go. There you go. Do I remember Visionaries? Yes, I remember Visionaries. Yes, I do. I absolutely do remember Visionaries. What a show that was. This is making me quite happy, by the way. This wave of nostalgia coming back through. It's just like, yeah, I do remember all this stuff. This is good fun. And it seems like you guys are all on board with it as well. So the amount of Action Man I could get from Woolies is insane. I'm sure they're hidden away in the attic. Look, so many Action Mans, all like the different sort of like ones with like all the different cars and that as well. You know? How bizarre. Scuba Action Man, I believe that. I remember the ad. This feels like the whole should we have stay or go thing from the Stadium of Light was a long time ago. Doesn't it just? This is like a very, very different experience now. JM. What we need to work out though is, are we going to try and go for Bruce Webb? Now, we tried to get him before when he left Millwall, went to Cardiff, we couldn't get him. And now, I mean, he still looks the part. I think he's worth a look, isn't he? Jumping reach not great. Crossing's not brilliant. Concentration. Argues with officials, comes deep to get the ball. I think he could be a nice little option, to be honest. Let me get him in. I had an Action Man on a bicycle and an Action Man on a motorbike. Always felt the bicycle got the raw end of the deal. Think so, yeah. But, you know. Also as well, from an ecological point of view as well, he's out there, isn't he? Looking at these two guys who we brought in on trial, I remember that now. Tom Mullen, 16 for acceleration, 16 finishing, 12 for off the ball, 17 for dribbling. Composure's pretty decent. Could be leading League One player. Comes from Derby. We've also got this other guy, Joey Stevens, 5'5". He's a bit more rounded, I think, this guy. 14 for finishing, 17 for bravery, 15 for flair, 14 for heading, but only 2 for jumping reach. Don't really understand that. You've maybe got to cross the ball really low for him and he'll score a header. 15 for technique. Teamwork's very good. Acceleration's decent. Could be a championship level striker. Coming in from Aldershot, maybe. We'll give him a go as well. Joey Stevens. Let's see what you reckon, shall we? Very much new gen attributes, yeah. I mean, he wants big money, doesn't he? We can't have a 6. So, all right, let's walk away for now. We're not. We'll go towards the deadline day, which I believe is today, and then we'll go with that. 6 is maybe, in a sense, it breaks our wage structure, which is fine because, let's face it, after 4 games, we're clearly not getting relegated, right? We're clearly not getting relegated, or we're leaving, either or. In terms of wages, the top earner we've got at the club is Paul Tracy, then it's Daryl Paley, then it's Steen Power, then Oggy's only on 3. So, I mean, these guys have got to be something to get in beyond Oggy as the top earner. And realistically, where would they fit? Would they be, because if they're wanting to be first choice or regular starters, then we've obviously brought Oggy in. We've brought Rogie in now. We've got Fresno's playing well. This like number 10 role, we've got Perkins, we've got Paley. We're looking to try and bring that Webb in there as well. Aguero is what we need to really get something alongside, though we haven't got anyone who's going to challenge him in that starting position. And that's what we need. We do need some strikers in. So let's try and do it. Actually, let's try and get some players in, shall we? Worried that Charlie Lennon was going to take his position. Charlie Lennon we're actually trying to get rid of because he keeps getting injured. Where is Charlie Lennon? There you go. We sold him. That's fine. Not a problem at all. He's gone. So actually, Mordner should be happy now, to be honest. They do both look good. And I think that's the problem. I think the problem is they both look good. And if they didn't, then it would be easier to be like, who cares? It's fine. We don't have to bother with them, but the fact that they do both look decent means we might have to make a decision. Could go for the both, to be honest. Could do. Johnny MC, appreciate the follow. 2 for jumping reach. I know. I mean, he is 5'5". Like, so come on, he's not going to get many headers, is he? Let's be honest. Have we considered bringing the band back together and giving Providence a look? We've looked for Ruben Tomo. We looked for him. Unfortunately, it looks like he's gone on to pastures new. Sadly, he was there at the start of the save, but he's not anymore. So poor Ruben. He chose a different path apparently. Franchise did not beat us. That's a good point. JM, they did not beat us. Can we post links? No, unfortunately not. Danny, you need to send them to Rogie, or you can whisper them to myself. What is it you're trying to post? We'll find out. So it's links to like sort of stuff you've made or whatever, or fabulous new gen. You know where you should post that. You know where you should post. You should post that in the Discord. That's exactly where you should be putting that. Stick it in there. There is a Rate My New Gen thread, I believe. Yes, Rate My New Gen. There's one in there, so stick it in there. Be funny if someone just said porn. Go, all right. What was he trying to post? Porn. Yeah, okay, fair play. Yeah. Just whisper it to Rogie. He'll still send it through. Yeah. So because you've got to ask though, Jane. That's the thing, you know. Miss James, I feel telling me you have a hit podcast, and I just don't know where to find it. Do you mean the Football Manager Show, by any chance, Rogie? Available every single Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Is that the one you mean? The one that is available in all podcast platforms, including YouTube, if you were to look for just part of it that's been recorded for YouTube purposes. Is that the one you're on about? Because if it is, then there's a link right there. There's a link right there. Yeah, go and get yourselves on that one, everybody. There is indeed a podcast called The Football Manager Show. Myself and RDF Tactics today with Work the Space as well. So, that's a nice little bonus. God, I missed Pancake Day this weekend. Hey, Pancake Day being yesterday confused the living daylights out of me. It's not normally this late on in the year, but don't worry. We remembered. We got our pancakes in. Right, we got our pancakes in, so we had that. But you're right. Yeah, you almost miss out, don't you? You're like, oh, well, but we got our pancakes later. If you can't, it's been and gone. What do you mean it's been and gone? Yeah. Right. So he's a bit unhappy at this point now. I have to try back after him after the deadline's gone. Bourne has submitted a transfer request. I mean, is Bourne going to leave? I suppose he can really, can't he? He's a good player, but he's not really going to get the games that he wants. And I think that's the problem, isn't it? You know? And what's actually stopping me making pancakes for tomorrow? Exactly. What, you don't strike me as the sort of person who would be held back by the man or woman, Jem, who says, no, we have pancakes on this day only. I reckon you could have pancakes whenever. Get your pancakes. Get yourself some pancakes. Have some pancakes. Maybe, Jem, have some pancakes on Saturday. You know, with all this talk of a TJFM meet-up on Saturday at the York City game. Some people might fancy that. Some people might want to come to the York City game. Some people might want to go for some food afterwards. Maybe have a bite to eat. Maybe have a couple of beers afterwards. If you do, then that's absolutely fine. Deals are in the Discord, of course they are. So come and join us on Saturday if you fancy that. That could be quite fun. We could go for crepes. Jem, we can go for crepes and go for pancakes. Be good. No offers for our players. Well, Rogie, player of the month. Well in, Rogie. Young player of the month, I should say, sorry. Beautiful. And Bobby Fresno as well. Never any doubt, was it? Never in doubt. Congratulate Rogie on his award. He's very happy. He's very happy. He hopes his hard work pays off. His hard work more than pays off. He's an example to us all. Pancakes are big where I come from. A pancake race through town. Tell me about this pancake race. Harrison Murray Campbell. I mean, that is an Oxford name and a half, isn't it, really, to be honest? Bobby Fresno is not leaving. All the world's bad luck currently being driven by Leeds City Council. They've still got their Christmas lights up on a lamppost in view from my flat. Really? That's not good, is it? If you want proper pancakes in York, go to Brew and Brownie near the Museum Gardens. Yes, they do good pancakes. They do good pancakes. Very good. They're on my list. Yeah. Ciao Alberto, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. Most famous races in Olney. Okay. AJR91, welcome in. Appreciate your follow as well. Very kind. Bruce Webb signed. There you go. Excellent. Joey Stevens still unsure about whether he's going to potentially look to sign, is he? No, not happy at the minute. We're actually true out of school to watch it. Quite like that, to be honest. Bruce Webb's in. Evening Caffeine, how are you, pal? Welcome. I mean, Duffy, you said you wanted to leave anyway, so... We'll see how we get on. Beyond Ultra Gaming. Hello, buddy. Welcome in. Hope you guys are well. Hope you're all well. Hope everyone's well. AJR, first time viewer here. How's the save gone so far? AJ, welcome in. So, if you're a first time viewer, basically what you need to catch up on so far is we are 10 seasons in. Okay, the plan of this save is we're doing a British Steel Challenge. So, we're trying to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. We had 6 seasons in Northern Ireland. In fact, actually, you know what? Let's show you what we've got so far. Okay, so this is where we are, right? 10 seasons in. Anything in green is what we've already won. Okay, so in Northern Ireland, you'll see we won the Danske Bank Premiership with Linfield. We won the playoffs in the Loft 41 Intermediate League. That's the 3rd division. We won that with Banbridge Town. That was our first club we managed. We won the County Antrim Shield with Linfield as well. We've won the McCombs Coach Travel Intermediate Cup with Banbridge. We won the Middlester Cup with Dungannon. We haven't, however, won the North East Senior Cup, the Steel and Sons Cup, the Better McLean League Cup, and the Northern Irish Cup, along with the Championships. We've still got some stuff to go back to Northern Ireland to do. In England, we've won the FA Trophy, the National League, and League Two with Oxford. In yellow is what we're currently competing for this season. So League One, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Papa John's Trophy. Basically, the plan is we need to try and win everything. And it's a bit of a journey, man, if you think about it. Injexia, welcome in, appreciate the follow. It is a bit of a journey, man, to be honest. That's some brutal man on that photo. Hey, you know what? It's my doorman pose. You're not coming in. You're not wearing trainers. I'm a comedian, so I try and look terrifying. That's how you do it, right? And so that's the plan. So we've got all these sort of trophies to go for. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun so far. Like, it's going to be, we're looking to have it as essentially, as I'm sure it's no surprise, it's basically going to be our one save of the season. So the whole game cycle is going to be this save. And if we complete it, we'll be over the moon. And if we don't complete it, never mind, at least we tried. So that's what we've got. So yeah, that's sort of what we do around here. We are a bit, we go for the difficult challenges around here because we like things a bit more gritty. We're not ones for going straight at the top and being like, oh, we've got 3 years to win the Champions League. Like, it's not really for me, to be honest. That's not really how I like to play the game. And thankfully, we've curated an audience and a community who, again, are very, very similar in that outlook as well. Jay, I'm surprised by the progress you've made. It feels doable. I mean, it does, to be honest. It does feel doable. You look at someone like Cass, for example, who's part of our community. They started doing the British Steel Challenge themselves. They're smashing it. Like, they've only got about 5 trophies left or something. They're in about season 40. But they've done a great job. Absolutely brilliant job. And it is, like, once you say we've 8 trophies in 10 years, you sort of go, it's not bad, actually, really. I'd take that. As a football club, you'd take that, wouldn't you? It's not too shabby. 8 trophies, 10 seasons. And I think that's, yeah, if we can just keep chipping away, one a year, then have a year where we don't win something, then there'll be a year where you win 2, 3. You know? It's got a lot of fun written all over it. And we're in this position as well where we don't, you know, we're going to have to move teams just to win trophies. Like, we had a 3-hour stream the other night trying to work out whether we were going to leave Oxford or not. And we decided that we were going to stay after 3 hours. Took a long time. 3 hours and a split vote from the chat. So we said, right, we'll stay. You know, we didn't go to Bristol City. We didn't go to Sunderland. Sunderland didn't offer us the job, if we're being brutally honest. And we thought, you know what, let's just stay. So Mrs. J helped us decide. The chat helped us decide. And some would say, bottled the decision to leave. But at the minute, the decision is looking okay to stay. We have to win the Papa John's or win the league this season, I think. And if we don't, then we did say if we get knocked out of the Papa John's, we've got to be able to look at ourselves in the eye and go, can we compete in the league? We're in a fortunate position after only a few games that we don't look as though we're cut away from the league just yet. If we were sat at the bottom of the league, I'd be sitting there going, we need to run away from Oxford pretty quickly. But right now, we are holding firm. As is said there in the chat there with Keen, the biggest challenge of British Steel is choosing the next team. Going from Chelsea to Ballymena to win a regional trophy is a hell of a step down. It is, but sometimes needs must. That's the thing. And you can go through and you can get these trophies done, but it's remembering as well. You have to go back and get them. So where we've got some moments like, we think we've done Northern Ireland. We haven't really. We've got to go back and win some more bits in Northern Ireland. And one of those trophies in Northern Ireland is a third division trophy. So that's the problem. We've got to go back down there and get that done. So there'll be a moment where if we've won the Premier League, for example, we then go into the second division of Welsh football. Go, right, now let's see what we can do with amateur players. I mean, what a story that is, right? AJ, have you got any advice on a set thing you do to close a game out? I'm currently playing console version. I think the match engine is the same. So, okay, so what we do, AJ, I'll pause this here. Actually, I'll show you what we've got. So, we've got, now, my chat, of course, we're sitting there going, Tony's going to do tactics. This is going to be amazing. We'll go back to Banbridge. Damn right we will, Zar. And they will welcome us with open arms. So, this is the tactic we're currently playing at the minute, which is... this is our defensive shape. So remember, always this is defensive shape at first, and then obviously all the instructions and everything else is what happens in attack. So we start like this in a sort of 4-5-1 or 4-4-1 or 4-4-2, depending on how you want to categorize it. Really, if we're looking to shut the game down, we'll do this, for example. So it's just very, very simple. We'll move one player back. We'll load up that midfield. We'll stick 5 men there. We'll change our mentalities. We'll change our passing. We'll go a little bit short. We'll maybe slow the tempo down. We might sort of add a bit more time wasting on. We'll look to go narrow. We'll drop our defensive line as well. So we play with a high line normally. When we play, we engage high and we drop off so we don't get the balls over the top to catch us out. But we will then look to sort of change that down a little bit, be more disciplined. We then basically also as well will not counter press. We'll look to regroup as well. So again, you'll notice here, this is here. So roll it out, distribute the centre backs, slow pace down and regroup. Now look at this. Take short kicks, distribute centre backs and counter press. So it's different mentality, isn't it? You want to make sure you're seeing that game out, get those people behind the ball, try and make it so it's more difficult to break down. Change that high defensive line, that high press, right? And go to a mid block and a standard defensive line. You can even go as a low block if you think that you can get away with it. Depends upon the sort of team you are, really, to be honest. And again, one box I like ticking, be more disciplined. Just make sure your players don't start taking any unnecessary risks, whereas they can be a little bit more risky if you're in possession, if you're trying to get stuff forward. Who's this man talking tactic on stream right now? I demand Tony Jameson back. And you know what, Rogie? I agree as well. Tony Tactics feels weird. I cracked it again on the podcast today, to be honest. Had a cracking one. RDF was just like, yes, he's got it again. Obviously, I'm saying all that, and we've gone straight. Nearly conceded. Shout focus for the last 10 minutes can work. I've been trying focus a bit more, Patriots. I normally do encourage, I normally do demand more, and I do berate. Focus is one I am trying to get a little bit more use out of. Also, as well, you can change, AJ, you can just change your mentality a little bit as well, but I think overall you do need to try and change that tactic with you as well at the same time, because the mentality can be not necessarily dictated by the shape, but it can still be, if you've still got quite an aggressive formation, if you're then saying be cautious, if your players are naturally out of position and they're naturally in an aggressive state of mind, then it might sort of be quite counterproductive. So, but it's all trial and error at the end of the day. That's the thing. It's all like what works for my team might not necessarily work for your team, because the players are different, the league's different, the expectations different, the way you play football is different. So we've managed to get this working for us. Paley with the goal against Brighton puts us in the lead. So, you know, I didn't realise you're the guy with the Athletic podcast. Yeah, that's me, I'm afraid. But the tactics guy is RDF. So, rather than just tune into the last one I had on before, maybe I feel like I have to go back to the start of the FM release to get all the tips. Hey, look, that's a great way of doing it. Go back and listen to them all. It is designed to help people as much as we possibly can. There's going to be some people who are going to find it a little bit too light. There's going to be people who find it a little bit too heavy. You can't please everybody, but if you've got any more questions, feel free to fire them away. But I think the best thing for you, AJ, come and join the Discord. There's loads of people in there who'll help you with those sorts of queries. And again, not worrying when you can see the goal. Just don't stress straight away about it. Being like, it happens. You know, move on. Yeah. The evolution of Tony Jameson is quite depressing, isn't it? It's scary for some people. Rogie wants the old Tony Jameson back. Pressure on my shoulders now, haven't I? So it's our first match in the Pizza Cup, which we love. We love the Pizza Cup around here. We've got a long, distinguished history with it. Peterborough and the Pizza Cup. Name me a more iconic duo. It's our happiest times. I agree, you've got to sort of change how you play on a club-by-club basis. Saying that, I've been using a 4-4-2 diamond in most years. So it's good. And you know what? Again, think about it. The shape can stay the same beyond Ultra. It can stay the same. Like, you can have a 4-4-2 diamond all the way through. Like, you could have a narrow diamond. You could have a wide diamond. The roles could change, but the shape could be the same. Like, that could be your philosophy. That could be like, right, as a manager, my teams play a 4-4-2 diamond, and it's then a way of how do I make that work with the players that I've got, or with the players I need to bring in. And there's no harm in that at all. It could absolutely work. You then have to occasionally tailor a few little bits and pieces to your players, or, you know, change a role, change a style, or whatever like that, and then see where we go, you know? Because there's no real sort of like, there's nothing to say that you can't play the same shape with a different team, but you do have to remember that you do have a different set of players. There's always that, isn't it, you know? This is why whenever, and again, it's like people who download tactics, there's no one's going to say you definitely shouldn't do it, right? I'll say it's not a good idea because the tactic that you're watching the video of is done with a specific team in mind. It's done with specific players. It works a certain way. Where a tactics video is really helpful, okay, and downloading a tactics video from someone is really helpful, is for you to understand how to get a specific tactic to work. So if you're trying to work out how do you get a 4-3-3 to play, then maybe have a look at RDF, who does a 4-3-3 tactic. He'll give you some ideas of go like, these are the sorts of combinations you might want in terms of the player roles, in terms of the team instructions. That might be the little thing that you're looking at going, oh yeah, of course, I've got the wrong, Tracy's gone flying in there. You know, you might just have the wrong combination of roles, or you might have them in the wrong position, for example. Like your playmaker might be on the wrong side. You're being too exposed. That's a way of looking at it. Use it that way. But if you're just going to download and plug and play, then, you know what, fair enough, it's up to you, it's your game. But you're not going to understand at that deeper level what happens when it goes wrong, what happens when you start losing. Like, how do you fix that tactic? You don't know, because you don't know why it works in the first place. That's what you need to look at, you know? And I get now, you know, that all these videos do have the, oh, well, we've tried it with, you know, 72 different teams of all varying levels, and it works all over the place. That's great. That's brilliant. Fantastic. But again, just remember, when you download something, you're downloading something with a very specific thought process. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're downloading something because you want a specific result, and that tactic won't necessarily be designed for you in that situation, you know? When you start losing your team, pick a team leader and bully them out of the club. The rest will fall in line with the new club. Exactly. It's like in it when they did it in the war, wasn't it? They always pick one person to shoot straight away, just to show them who's boss. Jenkins Davies off the bench gets himself the equaliser. What about this? Webb, first assist in Oxford colours. Jenkins Davies, I think that's his first goal. Look at that. And again, that little tweak of going from that 4-4-1-1 into the 4-4-2 or the 4-2-4, I suppose, depending on how you want to interpret it. That then allows us a bit more attacking prowess. We can then slot straight back into the 4-4-1-1 because the players are quite similar. So balls at the top. Johnny edges through. Oh. Actually, might give him another couple of minutes. Right, and now I think we drop back. So we can drop back. And there you go. See, instantly changes straight away. Johnny Edge came on for a guru. He can play up top on his own. Paley can then be the guy behind. In fact, if I wanted to, I could even swap them two round. It doesn't really matter. Paley's actually a little bit taller, so I might make him a pressing forward, actually. Just while we're doing that. He normally plays as a shadow striker. And if I really wanted to see the game out, I could even then drop it into that 4-5-1, to be honest. I enjoyed the goal. The goal came directly after you had the kid shooting the old club captain or something like that. I brought you off, ironically. Rogie, that was the strange issue, was I substituted yourself just to rest you. And here we are. Penalties yet again. Oh God, if this is anything like the Watford game, we're going to be here all night, to be honest. No, it doesn't imply anything. Doesn't imply anything at all. We'd never shoot you. We'd never shoot you. Right, 1-0 to Brighton. I tend to make my own tactics and get more satisfaction than doing one of my own. 100% take ideas from other people and incorporate them. Yeah, and you can do that. I mean, look, end of the day, like, there's no original tactics anymore, is there really? It's like songs. There's no original song. Everything is a variation of things that have already sort of been around. There's only a certain number of players. There's only a certain number of chords. There's going to be crossover, right? But, take inspiration, learn stuff. Look at things that you might want to try that you maybe haven't done before. Good save. Great. Like, if you want to get a Brazilian box working, you might want to see what a Brazilian box looks like in order to see how it works. Webbing off the post. If you want to look at a Christmas tree formation, The Athletic has one. We've got one on our YouTube channel. Go and have a look. If you want 4 trequartistas, come and see us. We've got 4 trequartistas. What a save that is as well, by the way. If you want the 8 advanced playmakers, 1 centre-back and a target forward tactic, you go and see Rogie. He's got it all. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're doing. It. You look and you learn. Howdens appreciate the follow. Very kind. Maguire smacks it in. 4-2. We've won on penalties against Brighton. Great. All great penalties as well. All went to the keeper's left. Beautiful stuff. In fact, it still goes down as a draw, doesn't it? Fans want permanent deal for staying power. Well, we all do, don't we? But we'll see. Didn't Aaron make a tactic last year of the one with only 1 central defender? I think he did, actually. I did one 2 years ago now. Was it Rogie? Was that when? It would have been 2 years, wasn't it? When we did Brecon. So when I was in Football Manager Therapy, the podcast, not the facility. What I was doing there was every month we had a monthly challenge in Discord, right? And myself and Matt would set these up, and Matt hated them because all I did was make challenges that I would enjoy. So they were going to be horrific. They were going to be awful. Raggio hated the Bordeaux challenge. Lots of people hated Bordeaux. Leeds, for example, was our first challenge. Loads of people hated Leeds. We did Brecon, right? We did Brecon in Scottish League 2, because at the time I think they weren't the worst performing team in the actual league. So I know like Fort William were doing worse, but what we did was, so I was always using these to try out new tactics, essentially, right? And I had a 1 centre back tactic. In fact, I might still have it on here. Let me see if I've still got it. See if it's here. I don't know if I ever transferred it through. It might be in. Did I ever move it through? Because it might be something that I might want to try and go back to. Yeah, it might be this. Is it? Here's the Brecon tactics. Yeah. I tried something like that because my thinking was, and it doesn't work now, and I can see why it doesn't work, right? But it's not a million miles away. There might be something where it might actually work, you know. Because I reckon if that was a halfback rather than an anchor, right, then he would naturally sit back in, okay? So it actually becomes a 4, right? Aguero would have to become a shadow striker, and then he'd have to become a poacher or a playmaker or a pressing forward, maybe. If we had, as James saying there, if we had 2 DMs, right, then that absolutely works, right? That would absolutely work. Okay, and then you change Hackney from a Carrier, or you change him to maybe like a DLP possibly, right? So that would work, maybe, right? But yeah, there was definitely some weirdness. Are we going defenderless British steel? No, not at all. But it was fun to play around. But as I say, it's just there's definitely ways of trying a 1 defender system. I'm not sure how it can work, but it can. It's not as crazy as it looks on paper. Maybe it's time for another challenge. Sheffield Wednesday. Let's try one striker in Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, Swindon in the A420 derby. Here we go. Swindon don't seem to respect you. Up the Venom Hog. Don't know if the Athletic would let the shout outs to the past fly by, but I'd love to see some challenge tactics going to the tactics garage for RDF to fix. Yeah, I think there's a few there that would be quite out there, to be honest. It was literally just trying things out, and it kind of how we came about with the asymmetric one, which SNG sort of did a few little tweaks on, that was ended up being the tactic that we did in Indonesia, and then became my PvP tactic. AJ used to bang on about FM content creators 3 or 4 years ago. Is there many of the big ones still knocking about? Used to love reading stories rather than videos. The guy who had a higher tempo press blog was good. Casey Renzi was his name. Strikerless. Yeah, Guido Strikerless is still definitely in. Renzi's still definitely in. No worries at all, Jem. We'll catch you soon. We'll try and get something organised for that to do as well. Ajar, welcome in. First introduction to you. Hope you're good. Nice to see you in. Renzi's still about. Guido's still about. The bloggers, the good bloggers, people like Grasshopper, Old Timer, Stag, Mad FM, Classic Katie, they're all great. They're all still about. The Latte Quarterly is the sort of blog that Grasshopper's writing at the minute. Definitely worth reading. That's great content. And there's people again who I'll miss out as well that I'll sort of be like, well, yes, you need to get those people. Mad FM, look, he's in the chat. Look at this. Shout out, of course, to Mad. I know he doesn't always stream, but when he does, it's a hell of a watch. You need to go and drop him a follow, by the way. Mad, hope you're well, buddy. Nice to see you in. Should also give a shout out to the 5-Star Potential podcast as well. So go and listen to that. If you like your podcast, you'll love that one. Let me quickly just grab the URL for you. Look at this. Isn't this lovely? This is what we like about the FM community. People just, chilling out on each other's streams. It's all good. Caught lurking or what, mate? You know what? We don't mind you lurking. Hope you're good though, buddy. Hope life is treating you well. How's that new blog of yours getting on? Because you've obviously got your Grasshopper, not Grasshopper. It's the Harlem Globetrotters story, which is beautiful. Beautiful. So definitely go and check that out as well, by the way. In fact, you know what? Let's get a direct link for Mad, because he's here. If the others are in, then they can have direct links as well. But if not, well, Mad's getting all the glory tonight. Used to love the 5-star potential, but not listened for years. Scouse and the Mankline was my favourite. Well, there you go. Proper northerner. All good, mate. Playing here. Listen to a Geordie accent. It's a northeast accent, Mad FM. Thank you very much. In fact, if anything, it would be deemed to be a Macam accent. So, as is now hanging behind the stream. So, but yes, hope you well, pal. Those I don't know. He's trying to get us mixed up, isn't he? I think Mad is due a stream soon, actually. That's a good point, Zar. Like, remember the time that Mad got COVID and just kept streaming all the time, and it was really good fun. Definitely need to do that. Definitely needs to get back on it. Katie's still around, took part in a network save that she takes part in. Yeah, she is getting back into it. She wrote something brilliant the other week, so definitely again worth checking her out also. So yeah, do that. It's nice. And you know what? It's nice to read the stories. Like, that's kind of how I got into it. Was back in the day reading stuff on the forums, and it was, I've said this before, like going through that llama. Good idea with the rehydrate, by the way, Paddy. Like the pathway of the llama, they called it, which was a lower league manager, which of course FM Llama talks about on Football Manager Therapy last week, sorry, which is actually ironic, because he went through the same sort of cycle as I did, to be honest, to get to where he is, and that was just someone. The term was for someone who just manages in the lower leagues, really, and they like things to be quote unquote realistic. So you'd have to scout all your players. You wouldn't be allowed to just sign using attributes on the search function and all those sorts of things. You obviously have to trial your players, and you have to scout them properly. You have to look through the lists and take recommendations, things like that. And they wouldn't even let you post a story on the blog site unless you'd played 3 seasons already. So you had to play 3 seasons. Then you could post your little stuff. Oh, hello, this is what I'm doing. Here's my first couple of seasons. A guru puts it wide. And then, of course, you were expected to keep up the story going. And there was some fantastic blogs there. Great stories. And for me, that's what Football Manager is. Like, it's just storytelling. That's why I think Twitch works really well. That's why I really enjoy doing what we do. Tracy's giving away another penalty. It's 2 big penalties he's given away in the last couple of games. Great save from Westwood. What a save. Massive hands. It's just storytelling. It's just storytelling. Blue Hoons, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. So, like, for us, we're streaming. That's why we keep talking about the narrative, because we build up those stories. We build up those moments that when you get to the payoff, oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. And everyone's invested their time in it. And their investment has paid off, ultimately. Or when you miss out, it's just even better. Like, we keep saying that winning's fine, but losing's much more fun. Losing's more entertaining. And if you can lose in an entertaining way, then that's even better than winning, I think, to be honest. Which kind of is justification for what we do around here, really. Because we keep saying, oh, we're not one for winning. So, of course, we decide to put on a challenge where the expectation is to win everything. Only because of the fact that we know that when we lose, it's just going to be so much more fun. But, then looking back at the 12-hour stream on Sunday, when we did the Sunderland 98-99, we won the league on the last day of the season after 12 hours and a bit. Chilwell's live, welcome in. Appreciate your raid. Hope you're well. Gavin Brash is here. Welcome in, buddy. How was the stream? I did a thing, says Chill Winston. Did you do a thing? Is it first stream, Chill Winston, or is it a trophy, or what have you done? Let us know. What's what? Love to have seen the old school FM stories as a book. Maybe we would do, yeah. Sure, there must be a archive somewhere that'll do that sort of stuff. Winston's brilliant. Salty found him the other day. Okay, excellent. Well, we'll get... Oh, Charlie Whittaker's just scored. Right, well, we'll shout out Chill Winston. Appreciate the raid and all my lot. Go and give Winston a follow. Make sure we do that, right? I'll do it right now. I'm going to pop a follow on there because he's good. He's good. Oh, we've got 17 followers. Right, everyone. There's enough of us in here, so we need to be boosting that up, right? So let's go and boost up some followers for Winston, shall we, please? So if everyone can drop a follow there, that'd be much appreciated. As you can see here, we're currently in the process of losing to Swindon in the big derby, so there'll be some anger at half time. I think we've already have to tell Tracy off. He's given away a second penalty in the last few weeks, so it's not fun. Blue Hoons gets a follow, gives a follow out. Excellent. Yeah, we're pretty good around here, to be honest. We do sort of back people that are new or that are sort of trying stuff out. So yeah, we'll obviously try and keep our eye out for you as well. Click to your profile to follow, and it's live. Jumps straight out of my skin. Yeah, I mean, look. Someone like Danny Emu, for example, who's just chatting there. Danny knows what it's all about. Like, Danny started streaming from having watched here, and I think Ben streamed as well. I think he's in Ben's stream quite a bit, and so I said, look, I'm gonna sort of go and give it a go, and we said that on stream. We're like, right, Danny Emu's streaming. And then just made sure all his followers went up. Just went, right, okay, we know who Danny is. Let's go and give him some love. And we popped in, and he's been doing great. Rated into him a couple of times as well to sort of like help sort of see how he's getting on. People like Dave Goodger as well started from here. Rich Owens has started from here. So, you know, it's nice. And it's nice to sort of like be able to say, look, you know, we've got a bit of a community here. Let's go and give some love to some new people, give them a bit of confidence. Northern Pilgrim as well, we show a lot of love to. So yeah, it's nice that we are in a position that we can do that. So yeah, like I say, go and give some love to Chill Winston, and when he's on, and when they're on, then we might be able to raid in there at some point. So that'll be quite nice to see, you know. Paley's through. Oh, there we go. Best bit about the community is everyone brings everyone up. Exactly, Brash. Or is it the rising tide raises all the ships? That's what they say. And there's no point like one or two people being great and everyone else struggling along. Like, go share around. This is how you build a community. It's called a community. It's not called a, you know, individual person time. That's not catchy at all, really, is it? So, Palace, I think I found the best way to make the best tactics for my team in FM, which I love. Okay, excellent. How have you managed to do that? What have you got? Oh, go down, Oggy. Oh, off the post. Should have gone down. Take the penalty, mate. It's too honest. It's far too honest. Would have been a great goal, though. Maguire. Oggy. In for Rogie. Rogie won't go down either. See, my lot won't dive. So, Rogie's got a yellow card, though, and he's struggling a bit. Great save from Westwood from distance. Again, though, we're looking at potentially another draw. Draw's fine. We will take a draw. Thanks for 11 minutes stream, Tony. Sorry, we've got Gavin Brash made me do it. Hey, don't apologise. Don't apologise. It's like, thing is as well, is that there's people as well who will be able to recognise streams that you sort of go, you know what, yeah, if you pop in there, then that'll be great. Like, you know, those sorts of people are supportive. And Brash knows. Brash has been here before. Brash has seen what we do. And you know what, if Brash likes it, then that's good enough for me, like, because I'm a fan of Brash's. So yeah, good. And I appreciate that you've come in as well. That's really, really nice. Really nice. You know, for review, Tony, there aren't many I click on and happily engage with. Winston stream quality is excellent. Must clicks for me now. There you go. That's what it's all about. I live my best life. Yellow card is just a safety net being removed. Rogie, I appreciate that, but I'm just protecting you, mate. I'm protecting you long term. I think the referees are targeting you because of who you are. Oh no! I mean, that's a great goal, to be honest. What a pass. What a run. Round the keeper. That is actually a good goal. First defeat of the season, and it looks like it's going to come against Swindon unless we can go charging now. Jenkins Davies, keep your head up. There's Guest. Oh. Too much time for him. Far too much time. Okay. Look, we tried. First defeat of the season, we'll take that. Okay. We've saved a penalty. We're still 3 points away from the title. We're not slipping just yet. It's a bit gutting though, isn't it? It's a bit gutting to concede that right at the end. It's one of those. It's one of those. We'll bounce back. This is how far we've come though. To sit there now and go like, okay, right, fine, we've actually lost a game. Now we're disappointed. Right, now what do? Well, we keep going. Nothing, no worries right now. I'm in season 6 and I've not saved a penalty yet. There's a few people saying that, Mad. Saying that there's the keepers aren't saving penalties and stuff. Jaden Tinkler's been poached by Rochdale. Oh, okay, right. Bye, Jaden Tinkler. See ya. I think we've saved a couple. Obviously, we've just saved one there, but I think the statistics behind scoring a penalty, I don't think they're as nailed on. Or at least I'm certainly not led to believe that they're as nailed on as previous. We've seen quite a few saved. We've seen quite a few missed. Seen a massive one missed in a match where we thought we were going to win the title at Oxford, and Maguire, who is our penalty taker, one season I think he scored 17 penalties. So he was having a great time the first season he was taking them, and got to the end of the season and he was like, right, step up. 2 games to go to win the title or whatever. And I even said on stream, I was like, you put your money on this guy to score. He's never missed all season. Bangs it high and wide. And I'm like, whoa. Like, what have you done? Pick a moment to do that, why don't you? Unbelievable. But yeah, we've seen a few saves. We've seen quite a few saves. Woolrich, I've been lurking on various streams today, seen loads of penalty saves. Beyond Ultra, I'm in season 11. I must have managed 7 clubs so far in 11 years. There you go. That's a decent enough return though. That's like proper journeyman standard, isn't it? I saved one of my last game, first one in season 4. Missed many, many more. There's another player taken by Rochdale. Rochdale are just out around our school gates, aren't they? Not happy. The Dutch and the German teams don't miss penalties. That could be it. And Mad is managing in Holland, so that might be why he's not seeing any penalties saved. Players are just too good. I managed in Belgium, Denmark, Poland for 28 days. What happened in Poland? Yeah, you need to leave the Netherlands, that's it, yeah. Go somewhere where who's good at saving penalties? Argentina, maybe? Go Argentina, you'll see loads of penalties saved then. Yeah, what happened in Poland, Ultra? That's what we need to get to the bottom of here, don't we? That's like Brian Clough at Leeds territory. In fact, actually, that makes Brian Clough at Leeds territory look like he'd been there for a while. I managed in Asia for 52 seasons. Yes, Otto, tell us more about that. Because that's the kind of thing we like. A, Asia. B, 52 seasons. Two words that just sing to me on a page. It's just the absolute juxtaposition as well, isn't it? 28 days to 52 years. It is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm going to take Paul Tracy out at this point. He's been... I don't know what he's doing. Just smashing players left, right and centre. He needs to sort himself out a little bit, doesn't he? I left as they were a losing battle. I had scared the season before. I finished bottom of the Danish top flight, only managed 14 points. Interesting. Didn't put Trimadou back in as well. That's possibly an issue. I'll tell you what, let's put... Let's give Maguire another run out, actually. Fresno Paley can go on the bench, actually. Let's put Paley on the bench. Try that. Did you start the save with Oxford? No, we started. So the start of a British Steel Challenge, you have to start unemployed with no badges, no experience. And we applied for every job we possibly could. And we got offered the Swansea Met University job. You're an amateur team in Cymru North. And we also got offered the Banbridge Town job in the 3rd Division of Northern Irish football. We took Banbridge. And you know what? I have never managed in Northern Ireland before. I loved it. I loved Northern Ireland. It was so much fun. Because we normally play lower leagues anyway around here, it was like the standard wasn't massively concerning for us. But it was great. It was really, really good fun. We had some of the players from the club turn up in the stream, and they were sort of like popping in, giving us some advice and stuff. So that was great. And then we did turn down a degree for a career in football management, sadly. We then went to... So Portadown got relegated into the 2nd Division as we got promoted. Bobby Fresno gets himself a goal. So Portadown got relegated, so we thought, right, they're probably a better step up to try and win a trophy with. And it didn't really happen for us. Like, we went there and we were like sort of not really much closer to winning. Then we got hammered in the cup. Right? We were hammered in the cup by Dungannon 5-0. And so they were in the final of a cup. And bear in mind, we'd already won promotion and a cup with Banbridge the season before. So we're sort of going, right, well, Dungannon have smashed us. They're in the top flight. They're sat bottom. They've not won a game in the league all season. Do you reckon we could go to Dungannon and just see about winning the actual cup? Because all we have to do is win the cup. We don't have to do the leagues and stuff. So we got offered the Dungannon job, won the cup final, but we just couldn't get the league going. So we were only there for about 15 games. We resigned with about 4 games of the regular season to go, and then it splits, and there's like a relegation playoff, 5 more games. They kept themselves safe. They were going down under us. So we left Dungannon. And then in the summer, we got offered the Linfield job, who was 2nd in the league. So we've got no idea how we failed upwards so much. And we went to Linfield, and we absolutely destroyed the league. James T, by the way, appreciate the follow. Won the league. Won a cup. Should have really won all 4, if we're being brutally honest with ourselves. But it was good fun, really good fun. Then we sort of looked around at Northern Ireland and thought, do we do another season in Northern Ireland? It's a lot of work for essentially just 2 cup competitions, really, because we didn't need to win the top division again. So we thought, let's move. And we came to England, because we tried to go to Scotland, but there was no jobs that were available for us that were interesting. And so we came to Oxford, who had been relegated into the National League at this point. We finished 2nd in the National League first season, lost the title on the final day of the season, lost the playoff final as well, which was disappointing. Following season, we were on fire. We were absolutely on fire. Won the title, won the FA Trophy, came up to League 2, and then we won League 2 straight, first time of asking. Went straight up, won League 2, and we're like, okay, cool, we're in League 1 now. Now we've got to win League 1. We've got to win the Papa John's Trophy this season as well, because that's the only real trophy we can win as a League 1 side. And then if we do that, then of course we're at the Championship, or we look somewhere else and we go into Scotland at this point with a decent reputation under our belts. Because if we go to the Championship, we've then got to be in a situation where we've got to either win the Championship or win a cup, and that's really tough at this point. So that's sort of a bit of a catch-up on the save, to be honest. That's where we are. Otto bought FM22 in March 22. Only 1 save all time. Started off in Indonesia. Love that. We started off in Indonesia last year. Who was your teams in Indonesia? We started at Sleman. Oh, somehow we've missed. Started at Sleman. We went to Pesita. We ended up at PSIS. That's what won us the title. Loved Indonesia. That was great fun as well. Your PSPS. Oh, lovely. Very, very nice. We should go back to Indonesia next year, possibly. Indonesia, Malaysia for 15 years, Singapore, India, Hong Kong, South Korea, 6 years in China. Love it. And are you on the world pack, are you? The sort of the global expansion pack, or are you just on the normal database? Because I'm sure. What else is in there? Are they all out of the box leagues? Because we enjoyed that as well. Make that club count 8. I'm just about to get a new job after resigning from Club NXT, who were a B team, so what a new challenge. Club 8 is Daegem. Where's Daegem Beyond Ultra? Is that still in Belgium, is it? Or is that somewhere else? Because that NXT is Belgium, isn't it? Normal database, only Australia to go since they're classed as Asia and FM. Love it. Love it. Australia's good fun as well. Then you need to download the J-League database. This is a new club, AEW Dark. Yeah, their senior affiliate is Fulham. Belgium second tier, so same league. Okay, cool, excellent. Mr. Ryan Moore still playing FM23 as well, using New Zealand's American Pyramid database. Makes all the American sports teams into football teams. The goal of the save is to win the top league, in CONCACAF Champions League with every team in the city. So far I've done it with the Broncos, the Nuggets, the Avalanche. My first season with the Rockies. Nice. I love that. Like, I want to do a proper MLS save. I want to get it working. I think there's possibly a bit of an issue with the draft system, maybe. Big Colorado guy. That seems like there's Rockies in these hills, doesn't it? But that sounds fun. That sounds fun. Denver boy. Here we go. There's a lot of work gone into that as well, which you've got to appreciate from Zealand. Like he did make something exciting there. Rogie, don't put words in my mouth here, but did you ever go on that last year? Did you try that one out? For some reason, I feel like that sort of might have been the thing that you might have had a go at. I know Matt probably would have had a look at it. I think I looked at it and I was a bit overwhelmed by it all. I was just like, I can't even begin to get into this because I've got too much going on right now, and I'll lose my tiny little mind trying to understand it. But it looked great. It looked really great. Funny thing is, says Beyond Ultra, we go to we're 10th, but level on points with 9th, which is the playoffs. Of course, Belgium's all odd, isn't it? Half the league splits, doesn't it, to a relegation playoff, which is really bizarre. I went small and started a team in Alaska, and it ended horribly. Need a redemption arc, Rogie. Need a redemption arc going on. Speaking of small teams where things are going badly, I'm currently at Sheffield Wednesday for the Athletic. It's only a joke. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday are a massive, massive club. But I'm making a meal of it, to be honest. Absolute meal of it. I'm still in League One, unsurprisingly. Everyone else has been promoted bar me. So, trying my best. Blue Hoons, listened to a few episodes of the podcast today, really enjoying it. It's nice to listen to while playing FM. Appreciate that, Blue Hoons. Very kind of you to say. Thank you very, very much indeed. Elsewhere, Abu Dhabi has played Red Bull in something called the Champagne League. It's different worlds, are different world. I thought it was pronounced Championship, and it was Sunderland versus Rotherham. And unfortunately, Rotherham got 3 massive points yesterday. And from what I can gather, well deserved as well. It's going to be interesting to see how Sunderland dust themselves back down after that, how they come back up, because they've been playing very, very well. Very well. Just momentum and morale's really high. So how they react to a defeat. It's going to be interesting. Oxford versus Peterborough. Here we go. Oh, I'm not just making a meal of it, Rogie. I'm making a full 24-course tasting platter. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing a tasting menu at this point. But I'm not doing a Dave Goodger though and starting like 17 saves. So not this season anyway. Previous seasons, absolutely, that was kind of my jam, but not this season, no. Hello, Junk Uncle. Welcome in. Hope you're well. Hadia with us Prime as well. Thank you very much, Hadia. That's very, very kind of you. That is the best way to subscribe, by the way. If you do have Amazon Prime, do it through there because Bezos has already paid for it. So just link your Prime to your Twitch, and then you get a sub for a month for free, and then you can use it on anybody. So like, it doesn't have to be on me. It can be on another content creator, or you can try it here, move it on somewhere else. And yeah, no, as I say, we appreciate the support. Thank you very, very much with that. Very kind. And all subs go towards help supporting the channel, to be honest, as well. So we do put it back in. So camera, we upgraded the microphone, we upgraded the lights. The actual computer itself has been upgraded during the course of streaming. Junk Uncle, over the moon since I'm an Oxford fan. Oh, here we go, Junk Uncle. This is all for you then, because you'll be very interested to know. Okay, we took the team over when they were relegated to the National League. Okay, you think you need saving now? You ended up in the National League, and that's not my fault, right? I took over. Okay, so relegated here. Youth category stayed where it was, okay? But we jumped in 2028, right? And since we've taken over, we've not finished below second, right? And as a Swindon fan, well, then you've just seen us lose to Swindon. So there you go. So between us, we've got this one sorted, right? Okay, I'm neither. By the way, I'm Sunderland fan, so I'm neither Swindon nor Oxford. But Oxford have just been beaten by Swindon. But Swindon, look at this though, right? Swindon, National League second, lost on the final day of the season, sadly. Following season, National League first, season League 2 second, promoted. League 1, sorry, we're currently second. We've never finished below second at this point. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm a lucky charm, but we're doing all right at Oxford, to be honest. Get those Sunderland badges out. Yes, Junk Uncle. Welcome. Appreciate them. Yeah, last Sunday we... no worries, Patriots. Pleasure to see you as always, man. Take it easy and we'll catch you soon. We're going to be obviously streaming on Friday for definite. Might stream tomorrow. It's birthday tomorrow, so we might do a birthday bag of cans stream. We'll see how we feel. But yeah, no, pleasure having you in as always, Patriots. So Magnus is obviously off on loan, so we don't have another left back really, unless we move Steam Power out to left back to give Blakey a bit of a rest, and then we can let's put Tracy back in there and say, don't give away a penalty. Although maybe, tell you what, let's keep Blakey in actually, because I don't trust Tracy to not give away a penalty at this point. That's kind of where we're at. I think we keep the same side. Maybe Bruce Webb can be replaced by Paley. Go back to that. But sort of what we do, innit? Youth setup is really decent at the minute. We're in the quarters of the Youth FA Cup, which is decent. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like, to be fair, we came into this affiliation with Oxford with no feelings towards Oxford, as I guess you kind of do with FM teams. I mean, we took over Peterborough in FM21 with no feelings, and we ended up buying a Peterborough shirt at the end of the save. So things can happen. Things can happen. We fell in love a little bit with Peterborough. We starting to definitely have feelings for Oxford, to be honest. We could have left in the summer. We probably should have left in the summer, but I was like, no, I don't quite think we're finished yet. I didn't think we were going to struggle in League One. I was like, we're not going to be sat bottom, right? The shirt this season is lovely, to be honest. The shirt this season is really nice, and I actually found some stuff on Classic Kits as well. There's a nice tracksuit top. I was like, Maybe I might get a tracksuit top there. But 50 quid though for a shirt just to hang in the background. Did that in Peterborough last year. Might end up having to do it again with Oxford and then get a Guru on the back or Raspberry. Which, given the fact you've only just joined the stream, those names will mean nothing to you, but they will mean something in a second. Aguero still currently up front, barely off the underside of the bar. And as Hobbsy said, I didn't think we were going to go to England. I was like, I don't really fancy it. And here we are, having a lovely time in Oxford. I still think Scotland next. But I know that's going to be really grim. And Wales as well. Wales, we could go and... Could we get... Colwyn Bay keep getting relegated and going back up, so I think they're the club we kind of have our eye out on in Wales, but Scotland is going to be all kinds of fun. Still top, just slipped down to third at the minute because Charlton have scored. We're 0-0. You'll have to get us to fourth. Well, if we can get going, we'll be fine. We're still. We're predicted to finish mid-table, believe it or not, given the fact we've only just come up. So they're not tipping us for relegation or anything like that, which I suppose you'd normally expect. But so we mustn't have that bad a team. We've recruited well, we're playing well. So hopefully we can just keep it going, keep the injuries to a minimum. Maguire from distance, good save from Johansson. Gillingham in a race for the championship. Weird things happen with 10 seasons in Palace. Anything can happen right now. Rogi's played half a season. He's not got a medicals team. God damn it, Rogi. These are the sorts of things you need to know about, right? Be interesting is if you're an AI team who end up the old firm duopoly in Scotland. I mean, what I'd like to do, and I think I've said this out loud a few times, so hopefully the universe has picked up on it, is I'd like to manage St Mirren in Scotland. I'd like to do well with St Mirren in Scotland. So that's what I'm holding out for, right? Good ball. There's Oggy. Oh, good save. So yeah, St Mirren would be my choice. Aberdeen, not so much after last season. Although I do feel we maybe have some redemption in Aberdeen. Steny, of course, is an option as well. The first time any content creators ever went, I want to manage St Mirren. I mean, like, not just content creator, but like even St Mirren fans aren't going, you know what I want to do? I want to manage St Mirren on Football Manager. I'm sure there's only about 6 people have ever done it. Be sitting there going like, there'll be like a little alert goes off in Miles's office going, someone's managed St Mirren, Miles. Do you know about that? Aberdeen's got to be the final team. Yeah. That's a good point. After we've won the title with Sunderland, after we've won the Premier League with Sunderland, go to Aberdeen and win the SPL. That's what we'll do. The perfect story. Last few seasons we've gone for promotion, but this season was awful. Our form has been recently worrying. I mean, I think people seem to forget that League One is very, very tough. Very tough. And it keeps getting better and better. You know, the more teams that now come down from the Championship, you know, those leagues are going to get better. So, you know, it's going to be difficult. Doubt anyone's ever wanted to manage a team in Scotland other than Rangers or Celtic. Well, we did Motherwell last year. And granted, we didn't do particularly well with it. And Aberdeen we did very, very badly with. But I quite enjoy Scotland. I mean, I know I've done the... Rogi's probably going to shoot me down straight away, but I used to always do a Berwick save. When I get the game, I'd always do a Berwick save. So that was quite good fun. But there's definitely some fun teams in Scotland. Kilmarnock would be there. Would be fun. But we'll see. The problem is it's always about money. It's always about getting the money, and the reputation of those teams is what we're trying to build up. So Berwick were fun until they went and got relegated. Yeah, stupid Berwick. I'm going to play for the draw here. Respect the point. Look at that. We've got Charlton, Bournemouth, Portsmouth, all these teams around us. Blakey with a corner. 3 minutes to go, actually. Can we get something? Oh, yes, we can. Steam power. Here we go. Superb. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't set for us to score from the corner. But dreadful keeping. Steam Power gets his head on it, and it looks like we've beaten Posh. Or have we? Or have we? Good save. Just nothing silly now. Go into that lockout formation. I'll do. Huge win. Massive victory. Job Bellingham at Peterborough. That's an interesting one. Look at that. These are the sorts of players they've got in their team. Ridiculous. Victor Johansson, of course, because we actually had him at Peterborough at the time. Love it. Oxford winning the Derby Della Jameson. I mean, nobody would predict that. How many seasons is it usually until all teams are new gens? I guess it depends upon the league, really, but probably about what? 15, maybe? 12 or 15 seasons, possibly? Sounds about right. Parrott? What Parrott? Troy Parrott, maybe? Troy Parrott at Peterborough, yes. That's a big sign, isn't it? He's been there a while as well, on a free. And he stayed after they got relegated, so... Mbop, welcome in, appreciate the follow. Very kind to have you here. And now it's the big one. Good versus evil. Oxford versus Newcastle. I say we attack them. Oh yeah, right. Do a line. Okay, right. We'll do that. Rogie, give me a number while I also recharge my water. It's a good time to do a line as well because it's getting late. Nothing perks you up more than a cheeky line. So 2 seconds. Right. 138. Right. So we're going to read some prose written by Michael Owen. Okay? So to do a line, we have to listen to what Michael Owen has to say. So here we go. Page 138. Treble Heights signed off in the Park Hill Stakes at Doncaster again. Frankie was on board once more, and this time we really fancied her. But she laboured home, and Frankie told us he knew it was over 2 furlongs into the race. He said she just didn't feel right. Back at John's yard, we discovered that she had gone tight or pulled something in her hindquarters. She was 4 and had done a grand job for us, so we elected to retire her and send her off to Pivotal. She carried the Owen Promotions Limited colours with the most distinction of any of my horses so far. I don't have a master plan at the start of each season. Instead, I tend to respond to events and advice from John. If he calls to say he's found a nice horse, I'll judge the situation on its merits. Generally, though, we've raced 2 or 3 horses per season. I don't spend silly money, though. Like all owners, I've bought 1 or 2 horses that turned out to be not much good. But you have to take those risks. In racing, there's more rough than there is smooth. If Treble Heights breed good foals, she will cover some of the losses in my other areas. It's riveting stuff, isn't it? Just beautiful. Like when you think about it like that, though, then I've never really thought about horse racing as in quite the level that Michael Owen can encapsulate it. So that's what we do. That's what we do at this point now. So we do read from the mind of Michael Owen occasionally. It was something that we did for the challenge stream on Sunday. Thought, right, 12 hours. Let's let's try and spice things up. And I was in a charity shop, and I was trying to find Steve Bruce's book Striker, the fictional work that Steve Bruce wrote. Trying to find that, but nobody sells that because it's a work of absolute genius, so you're never going to find it. But Michael Owen's autobiography that was there, and it's £2.50, and I feel robbed, to be honest. Cass, welcome in. Hope you're well. Nice to see you. We will, of course, get that shirt ordered for you. We're just waiting to do the other draw, which is going to be either tomorrow or Friday. Well, let's see. I might do a stream tomorrow night because obviously it's birthday, so we might do birthday stream tomorrow night, or we'll just wait until Friday to do it. Hello, Rich Owens. Welcome in, sir. How the devil are you? Steve Bruce's books go for hundreds. Exactly. Like, nobody's selling that off for cheap. Like, everyone knows that there's money to be made on Striker. So we definitely can't get one. We want more, says Red Rose. Right, one more before we play the match against Evil. We're going well, Rich, to be honest. This is here's where we are. Look at that. This is League One. Only team we've lost about. Here's a bit of irony. Swindon lot don't seem to respect us. Of course they don't. But here we go. There's the league table. 7 games in, 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. Are we sitting top? Yes, we are. Sitting top. We've beaten Sunderland in the Carabao Cup second round, which means we've now got to play this lot, right? And we're at home and we're on the telly. So hopefully we can beat Evil as we're about to do so. Red Rose, give me a number between 1 and 331, please. And we will read some more. Mad FM giving it the big, nonsense numbers. Yeah. sitting there with his turret of evil. Surrounded by awfulness. Right, 89. Here we go. Let's quickly do this then. 89. Where David was concerned, I thought it was the old chestnut of a player being upset at being ignored. At that point in his career, he was a much quieter and more private lad. He was already going out with Victoria, or Posh Spice, and a lot of the time he was on the phone to her, or retreating to his room so he could talk to her in private. He was never one to be seen in the pool room, in a card school, or watching every game on TV. He was especially close to Gary Neville, but my earliest image of him was being in his room, talking to Victoria, who was jet-setting all over the world, pursuing her Spice Girls career. Our lives were taking shape. For both David and I, that World Cup was the start of a whole new story. We now have very different lives, but with England, we've travelled a single road and been through plenty of dramas together. And at the end of June 1998, we were about to be pushed into the roles of hero and villain, however misleading those labels were. I mean, what about that? That's right where it is, isn't it? Yes. They were creating characters, apparently. Hello, FM King. Welcome in. Appreciate the raid, sir. Hope you're good. How was the stream? Well, of course, you've just been greeted by the riveting works of Michael Owen. So, just it's exceptional. £2.50, and I genuinely feel like I've been robbed. I love how the old teacher Tony couldn't help but slip out David and I. Exactly. Beck sounds boring. Sounds about as boring as Michael Owen. Right, let's have a look at this selection of Evil then. Just for Mad. And it's only because we like Mad, otherwise we would have just been like, no, we're not doing it. I did really pay £2.50 for it, yeah. They've got all those players there, Mad. You're currently third. I don't know if you've got... We're not going to look at what you've won or not won. Tony does Jack and Ori. Exactly. It's it's a cracking read, and I would recommend, as Barton has suggested earlier, if people are suffering with some sort of sleep issue or falling asleep, then potentially we could do it as a read along on YouTube. I'm sure we get. I'm sure Michael Owen wouldn't even think to sue us, because he'd just be like, well, "This sounds actually quite exciting." How he's read it there, so we'll see how we get on. Doing a bit of a draft game. Kidderminster going well. Excellent. Nice to hear that. King, we are flying high in League One with Oxford in terms of this British Steel Challenge. This is our league form so far. One blip against Swindon. We've beaten Sunderland in the Carabao Cup, and we're now about to take on Newcastle, so hopefully we'll get a result there as well. Just to keep the fun going, and if we do lose, then it doesn't matter, and the cup's crap anyway. So that seems fair, right? Rich, would you recommend reading it by randomly selecting pages instead of numerical order? I think that's the only way to read it, Rich. I don't think it'll make much sense if you read it in order, right? It's a way of keeping interest, isn't it? Well, you've just missed the bit, King, by the way. You've read it in there. You missed the bit first. We were talking about his horses. So, he can literally make a book if he wants to focus on insomniacs and read it himself. Says Like the Moon. Wow, exactly. But I'm guessing, and this is just all guesswork here, I'm guessing he won't read it himself because he probably didn't write it himself. Tony, how can you slander Michael Owen like that? I'm just calling it like it is. I'm just calling it. He may have done it. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing him a disservice. Yeah, as if Michael Owen can read. He couldn't pick that book up. It's quite big. It would be like Ronnie Corbett reading. There's a reference, by the way. That gives you 100% where I think we are in terms of appeal. Let's do a Ronnie Corbett reference at 25 to midnight. My child get that one, won't they? No, Tony, of course they won't. Right, let's go and show these shits who's boss, right? So, here we go. The two runners were very good. Exactly, yeah, you get it, Cass. It's weird to look back at the point where Michael Owen was the guy every kid on the playground wanted to be. Yeah. Whereas now everyone's like, ooh, Michael Owen, maybe not. Like, what was it? Do we post VODs on YouTube? Yes, we do, actually. We do. We've got a TJFM live channel, which I should really promote, because I sort of just reference it every now and again, like, yeah, we've got that, and then I never do anything about it. But should really do it, because it's a good way of people keeping up with stuff. In terms of finding the YouTube, because obviously not everyone's got Twitch, but there you go. There's the TGFM channel, TGFM live channel, I should say. And then there's a normal YouTube channel as well, which is obviously different stuff. So we kind of try and edit the VODs down into end of season reviews, which I'm a little bit behind on at the minute. So I should probably try and catch up on that. And we do TikTok as well now, because that's how the world goes. So odds on I catch up an entire series. I hope so. Adam, you've got quite a bit of content to catch up on. If you do it, then fair play to you. Like, absolutely fair play to you. Keep us updated in the Discord, by the way. If you've not joined the Discord, come and do that. Come and hang out in there. It's a good place to be. Also, as well, we've got the Football Manager Show to download every single Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, a new episode came out. So go and get yourselves on that if you're podcast fans. And if you are podcast fans, do yourself a favour and go and follow Football Manager Therapy as well. Rich Owens is in the house. We passed the baton to him when I left, and he's doing good things with it. So go and do that. Am I on Bebo? No, man. No. I was too old for Bebo when that was a thing. I am back on MySpace and just the classified ads, really, as well. So you can find me in local newsagent windows in note form, not just standing. Some of them might find me standing in there, possibly. So I can be in a library. Am I on teletext? Oh, you know what? I'd love a proper teletext page. That would be great. You can find me in the phone book if anyone's interested. What page are you in the yellow pages? Number 7. You can actually find me in the Durham AFC match programs where we sponsor 2 players for the team. So that's the thing. Long ball over the top. Referee, quite a new convert to FMT from TJ's recommendation. Loving the pod. There we go, Rich. That's what we thought, innit? Get some converts in. Here's Rogie. Counter-attack. Team's morale is popping off, says Beyond Ultra. Very good set of team cohesion. Oh, nearly got ourselves a corner. Nope, not quite. You can find Tony in news agent windows. There's not even adverts, just stands there. I do, just shouting at pigeons. When do I get me family allowance? That's what I shout. Where's your penny sweets? No, your actual penny ones. Not the ones that cost 15 pence now. The real ones. What do you mean I'm not allowed sherbet dib dabs? Where's those spaceship ones? Been at Durham County Cricket Club, close enough? Nah, absolutely close enough. Oh no, it's old man Jameson o'clock. Oh, Maguire's. Oh, that's fine, it's offside. Insert old man yells at cloud meme. Oh, 100% mad. You know what it's like around here. I get the respect I deserve, which is none. Like, and I'm fine with that. Totally fine with it. You know. Oh, Gilchrist with an own goal. Oh dear. Like in 19 minutes, I turned 43. I shouldn't have a TikTok account. Do you know what I mean? Like, redeemed senior moment. 3,000 channel points gets you unpopular opinion. Danny Emu, right to our chat's been a pleasure. Must say that. No worries, Danny. Appreciate having you in, man. Take it easy. We'll catch you soon, no doubt. Yeah, we should say as well, by the way. There's a shout out before, but yeah, get Danny Emu a follow as well if you can do. You can find TJ somewhere in 2025 down Miroslav Klose away, heading down the TJFC game. There's a lot of truth there, Red Rose. There's a lot of truth in that. Tony thinks we're playing bingo. I'll just get me dabber. I've got a line. What do I shout now? House. All right, 3-0 down. I think we can do better. No one cares. They're not bothered. They don't want to play against you lot either. They're like, we'd rather not, Gaffer. Is there any chance we can have the game called off? Yeah. Morally, we've won, right? So that's the way we need to look at it, you know. Everything else that's happening is really irrelevant. We're going up exactly as are. We're just focusing on the league. So throw this match. Their owners will get taken away off them anyway. So it'll all be fine. Rada wants the line as well. Right, one more. And then that'll be the last one of the stream tonight. I was 2 off a house, but that's closer enough. Yes. Exactly. Right, give me a page number, Rada. The thing as well is I don't even think it matters if we've read the same page before. Just go with it. I can tell you right now, 69 has definitely been done. 45. Thing is, like, it's not even like I sort of have a look and go, oh, what's the next page? Like, because it doesn't really matter. You can just literally open the page and go, oh god, all of it's nonsense. It's not like I've caught a page that's out of context and you go, oh, the context would make it interesting. No, it wouldn't. No, nothing's going to happen. Window of opportunity is closing. And we've stepped up in the second half. We've 5 shots, not on target yet, but Aguiru's not having a great time, so let's look to bring him off. Actually, Fennick up front, maybe. Owen got something to say about Newcastle. I don't know if he's got as far as that in this book at this point, so we shall see. Nobody wants to hear what he's got to say. See, the thing as well, though, is that like Michael Owen is the absolute Newcastle signing, because if it went well, they would have loved the idea of it. But because it didn't, they can obviously live on the thing of, when he was injured, forgetting the fact that Shearer was injured and still did quite well. It just seems like the right fit. Because the problem is, had it worked, it would have been terrifying. I mean, no one's really bothered about this result, really, are we? Like, we're just sitting, watching, letting them do their thing and being like, yeah, whatever. Had to root for Man U on Sunday. They're about to be bought by the same kind of guys. Oh, I mean, look, until it's signed and the ink is dry, then 100% we're back in Man United. Like, I haven't got a dog in the fight, but whoever Newcastle play, I'm back in the other team. Because again, it would be like, and I'm trying to work this out. Is it going to be better to have them lose badly and then have them go, but we didn't really think that we were ever going to win, right? Or to have them get so close and then lose and have them going, that's how far we've pushed them. That's how good we've come. That's how far we are now, though. So either way, it doesn't really matter, does it? Even Dave Gudger, how are you, buddy? Welcome. No worries, Mad. A pleasure to see you as always, buddy. We'll hopefully see you soon and enjoy the weekend if we won't see you beforehand. Enjoy it. Guest pings it all the time. How was the stream, Dave? Get us spinning. Dave Gudger's in the chat if you've not already done so, by the way. So yeah, 5-0. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna go. It's all about the league. It's all about the league and the Pizza Cup. That's what we're doing, right? I feel like I should have done myself a favour and just like simulated it and just been like, I'm not even watching it. Do you know what I mean? Just like, nah, not doing it. All in for the Pizza Cup. All good. Thank you, Gaffer. Good. I hope you're good. Right, let's quickly do, what was it? Page 45 for Rada. Right. 45, let's do this. Right. But there will never be any lack of gratitude on my part at how football has changed the lives of the Owen family. And it's my mum and... we've read this one. We've already read this page. We read this page on stream, right? Pick another one, Rada. This is the worrying fact. We've already actually read bits, and I'm going, you know what? I'm not listening to that nonsense again. It's about the match where he plays for England against Scotland when he's 15, and he's like, isn't that great? And that, like, nah, it's dull. Of course it's dull. It's Michael Owen's book. Page 78. Let's have a look. Page 78. A lot of Hoddle's practice sessions concentrated on technique. In contrast, Kevin Keegan tried to coach or shape you as a player. Hoddle focused more on the team and tactics and tended to work with individuals or technical aspects of their game. For one session, he brought in half a dozen sized 3 balls. For the first half hour, we would just keep the size 3 up in the air to improve our skills. He wasn't one of those managers who would come and wrap an arm around you. I'm not saying I needed that, but it was noticeable that Hoddle left the more human side of man management to John Gorman, his number 2. Wherever Hoddle has been in management, Gorman has often followed him, and I think that might be because Glenn realises he's not one to develop close personal relationships with his players. Gorman would come and tell the players things, and we knew a large portion of what was coming directly from the gaffer. Gorman was the messenger, So often we were communicating with Hoddle second hand. There you go. How do I remember that? Well, how would you not remember? How would you not remember which bits of Michael Owen's book you've heard and not heard? Hard to understand a Ballon d'Or winner is this thick. Well, if you spent all your time learning football and less time about learning, talking and writing, then yeah, it's not a massive surprise, really, is it, to be honest? But yeah, it's... The more you read of it, the more you think he did write it. There's not a ghostwriter at all. Because unless his ghostwriter is 6. And then I did a football, and then I scored a goal, and my socks were high. Sometimes I wear the red shirt with Liverpool, and England is a white shirt. I have a friend called David. You know, that's the thing. It's like it's difficult to believe that this wasn't written by Michael Owen or a small child. So, lovely dramatic reading to cap off my night. That's what we're here for, Rogie. That's what we're here for. CBeebies have got bedtime. We've got Michael Owen's book. I'm sure Mrs. J's got James Milner's somewhere as well, so you can imagine that's also a riveting read. Although I feel that might be slightly tongue-in-cheek. Okay, right, so we're going to take on Reading now. We're going to put that last match behind us. That was fine. It's just one of those. We had to get through that game to get to where we are now, so let's rest Blakey, actually. Oh, Chamadou can play left back, can he? Interesting. Let's also consider Lister for Hackney. Actually, Lister for Maguire, possibly. And I'm also going to consider... I might rest Rogie. No, rest Aguero, sorry. No, Aguero stays. Aguero stays. What game? This is the game against Reading. Away from home. All right, let's get this one done. Only thing that's good from Milner is the boring Milner account on Twitter. Now, the thing is, right, I like James Milner. I think he's good, right? He's a very, very good player. And he is a model professional, and that's what people don't like about him. The fact he just gets down, does his football. Like, people find that boring because there's no scandal to him. There's nothing they can take the mick out of, and like people like that sort of nonsense. And it's just like, oh yeah, like how do you take the piss out of someone who's taking the piss out of themselves? You can't. Oh, that's a horrible tackle. He's got to go for that, surely. He's gone off. That's why you can't take the piss out of Peter Crouch, because Peter Crouch has already taken the piss out of himself. You know? So, the joke's lost, isn't it? Oh, Aguero robs them, has a go. Decent effort from distance, but it's not gone in though. Paul Gascoigne, the entire play. Yeah, just kept himself to himself, Gascoigne, didn't he? Wasn't one for the fuss. Paley puts it wide. It's time to dial up, innit? Let's step up. Let's go into this 4-2-4, I reckon. Try and at least get a goal against Reading. Force the issue a bit. Deflected above the top. Actually came off our own player though. Get himself, but was the first one to clown himself. Oh yeah. But I mean, the fact that he's busy, like, you know, clowning himself is fine, but also getting himself into trouble was the first thing as well, wasn't it? Ball over the top. Actually, this could be a bit of an issue. Nope, headed away. That'll do. Bobby Fresno picks it up. Loses it though. Oof. Decent save. Stand him up. Don't do anything silly. Good effort. Bit worrying now. Another corner. Another corner. Rogi's quite tired. Fresno's quite tired. We've ran these people into the ground. Oh, it's been lost in football now. Even showboating gets you booed. Yeah. It's just nonsense, isn't it? Football's just a bit crap at the top level. That's why non-league's better. Non-league's the way forward. You know, people have just been told to believe that the Premier League's the best league in the world. It's just PR. And if people actually thought about it, they'd look at it and go, that's not though, is it really? It's not that good. Power down the line, Bobby Fresno looks up, Guru doesn't go for it. Fresno takes it down, deflected up and over, keeper's got it. This feels like it's got 0-0 written on it, hasn't it? Right, how do we get the ball into the area? I think we take some crosses now rather than trying to work the ball in the box. I think let's go a bit more direct as well. I think Rogi probably needs a rest actually, despite what he thinks. Gabe moaned at me earlier because I said individually League on a playing level smashes the Prem. To be fair, I mean, look at last night, you know. Liverpool go 2-0 up, lose 5-2 to Real Madrid. England's a farmers' league. Like, I'm sorry. You know, there's 2 or 3 teams that can win the league, and that's it. It's literally it. They talk about everyone can beat everyone. It's not true. That's why you got teams that are cut adrift. It's just crap. Like, I'd rather watch Ligue 1, to be honest. It'd be a bit more interesting. But more importantly, I mean, I watch the Championship, watch League 1, I watch non-league. It's much more entertaining. Championship's a wildly better league than the Premier League. But even then, there's still a financial mismatch, so it's not really fair, is it? Right, come on, boys, we need to get something out of this. Can't be 0-0 against 10-man Reading. Surely not. Head over, head, heart and balls, in you come. Welcome in, appreciate the raid, very kind indeed. Hope you're well. How was the stream? It's gone wide. Fresno's knackered, he's having no joy, is he? Stick Bruce Webb on. And Paley, let's change Paley to Fenwick. I know realistically we could be looking to bring an Oggy off, but let's do it that way. Power launches it to nobody, sadly. What are we going to do? Gilchrist launches it. Lister. Webb. Power down the outside. Lister. There's a goal from distance. He's never going to score from there, is he? Shamadu, ball in. Power's not going to go for it. Just doing it well. 5. Unbelievably 5 from 5 in the top of the Championship. Nice. Oggy. There we go. Finally managed to break the deadlock. God, it's taking our time. Taking our time. All good here, to be honest, as well. Thank you, Head, Heart, Balls. Dark Prometheus, welcome in. Appreciate the raid as well. Very kind. How was the stream? Hope it was a good one. Welcome in. Join us, and we've just taken the lead against Reading. 10-man Reading, actually. Oggy's only just onside there as well. That should move us back. It moves us back to the top of the division. Top of League 1. We only got promoted last season from League 2. We won the National League the season before. Well, sorry, got promoted from the National League the season before. I've almost convinced myself we won the National League, to be honest. Yeah, we finished second. Automatic promotion. And then So we won the National League, and then we're second in League Two. That's right. Oggy, Webb at the back post, got to do better. Got to do better. Save's gone well, thank you, Prometheus. As I say, yeah, we're doing all right here. It's a British Steel Challenge, so we're just trying to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. It's a bit hard. 8 we've got 10 seasons in, we've won 8 trophies, which isn't too bad when you think about it, you know. Just trying not to lose to Juventus in the Champions League whilst I'm Bla Weiss Linz. It's a death draw. Yeah, that sounds rough. That does sound rough, to be honest. Perkins crossing in. Nobody's there, though. Bershik holds onto it. Chamadou Gilchrist. Perkins down the channel. Oggy, but gets the ball back. Lister, Oggy. Great ball. Perkins, got to finish it. Just try and finish it. I mean, we're doing all like the nice bits of football and stuff. That's what you want to do, but 1-0's fine, isn't it? Lister gives away a foul. Let's just sit back into our normal shape now, shall we then? Because 1-0, I don't think we have to go too gung-ho. Oh, off the line, literally off the line. Oh, unbelievable. Can't believe they just stopped that on the line. Don't even need like goal line technology. They just watch it. It's like, yeah, well stopped. 1-0 keeps us top of the table. It's not over yet though. Here goes Maguire, charging, picks up the loose ball. It's in the area, doesn't go down. Thought it might have been a penalty, maybe not. Webb floats the free kick in. Cleared away. Perkins gives it away. Silly. Gave it around, no one's even looking for it. Ball for Oggy to chase, he's not going to go for that. Launches it. Tracy nods it back. Lister. Webb, Maguire. Gilchrist out to Chamadou. Again, just popping it down the channels. We don't have to be moving for it because we're a goal up, obviously, but you know, it's that thing in it. We've got something. We might as well just might try and be a bit smarter with the football, to be honest, but we're doing all right. 8 games played, still sat top of the table. Should we play the Bolton game? Fuck it, let's play the Bolton game. You know. Yeah, we've officially ticked over into birthday time now, so let's do it. Michael Owen reboot my life. Oh yes, oh yes. Love that cast you just put in the Discord there. Excellent stuff. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, big numbers now. I'll have a cheeky water to celebrate. Oh, push that boat out. I might still have some hooch somewhere, actually. Offering a new contract at Oxford. Here we go. Right, let's have a little quick nosy about. Just to indulge ourselves on what's available elsewhere. Nothing. Really. Nothing. And we don't really have any intention to move right now, to be honest. So, Quimeras Bureau, what up, my friend? Could you tell me your favorite words in Spanish? Greetings from Argentina. I'm going to be really, I don't speak Spanish, and you know what? I wish. We said before about how I wanted to learn how to speak more French, speak better French. Spanish is a language I've never attempted to speak, so I don't know. Really, is the is the easiest way of saying it. What should I be learning in Spanish? What should be my best things to be saying? But welcome in from Argentina, by the way. It's very, very kind to have you. Who's your team, by the way? Who do you support? Yeah, there's not even like sort of little ideas I've sort of like heard along the way. But like, I'm sure that's Spanish, you know. Bobby Fresno in second in the Young Player of the Year Month awards. Jameson Manager of the Month. I mean, very kind. They're very kind. Yeah. They are very kind. Defenstration is my favourite word in English. Rebellious, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. A cerveza. Of course, yes, cerveza is a drink, right? Like a beer. Again, some of it's going to be just kind of like, well, I'm sure it's that. I guess anything I can speak in Spanish will be food-based, food or beverage-based. But that's just like naming the thing that it is, really. Like, I don't necessarily think that patatas bravas is particularly a Spanish thing. It's just like, it's a word I've learned. Tony's favourite Spanish word is San Miguel. Oh, God, no. Oh, no. And I'm sorry if I've offended anybody there, but go, no. No. San Miguel, ugh, no. Madrid, no. No. What's Spanish for Guinness? El Guinness, please. Por favor, I believe. Power left out of the North Island squad. Surely not. 2 weeks for Lintop, out injured as well. Okay, do the Bolton game. Then we've got, I mean, look, was that a triple header there? Bolton, Woking, Hull, Charlton, Portsmouth, Bradford, Cambridge. That's a hell of a run in October, isn't it? That doesn't look fun. I'm gonna upset people who've got OCD as well, because I'm going to go into a new month and I'm not going to continue it. And people are going to be going, can't believe you've gone into another month and not continued. Be horrific. Rog, appreciate the follow. Very kind. Thank you for that. People will get angry at it as well, you know. How's Oxford been treating us? It's been a minute since I've been in. Oh, Oxford are treating us really, really well, to be honest. We're currently top of League One. We have had back-to-back promotions. I think that's pretty decent, right? I'm happy enough with that. Certainly can't complain. It's giving us everything we've hoped for, really. We hoped for good performances. We hoped for, you know, nice times, and that's where we are. We've seen Rob Lee's son's been forced to retire due to psoriatic arthritis. I haven't seen that, actually. No, that's the first thing I've seen that. So where's Rob Lee's son play? Who's he playing for? It's a shame to hear anyone have to retire from medical conditions, of course, but... All right. We're up here against Bolton now then, so... Bolton down near the bottom. Plays with Gillingham. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I haven't heard that. That's not very nice news, to be honest. It's sad news. Bolton down 20th there. We're up in top. That's unexpected, isn't it? It's not what you'd have tuned in for at the start. You'd be like, oh, you know what's going to be the situation, isn't it? It's going to be this. Like, you wouldn't have predicted it. Oh, Tracy. In off the underside of the bar. Great stuff. Gives us the lead, 1-0. Should keep us top as well if we can keep the points up. Paley. Davies. Ooh, was saved by the keeper. Bolton always seem to struggle in this game, don't they? Paley pulls it back. Oggy Aguero makes it 2-0. 22 minutes in. 2-0. Good old Oggy getting back on the goal again. He goes in these little sort of like spits and spurts, doesn't he? Like, I guess it's sort of part of the territory for playing up front on your own a little bit. That you do sort of be like, you know what? How's he going to react? He's going to drop goals every now and again. He's like, you know, form's going to dip. Balls it over the top. Good finish by Marsh. 2-1. This is the problem now. Now I'm thinking, I'm looking at that league table going, that's 9 games. Like, at first I was like laughing at people who'd find it a bit stressful, me going into the new month only playing 1 game. I'm now looking at that going, it would look better if we'd have played 10 games. We've got Johnston's paint game to play beforehand. So do we do that? Do we play 2 more games? We could. Is the internal look modifier still working? I think it might be. Maguire over the top. Bobby Fresno's away. Pulls it back. Oggy with the header. It's gone wide though. Fresno, where's he going to go? Where's he going? Inside? Oh, Oggy Paley's picked it up. Rogie deflected wide. Corner kick. Headed away. Power's on a 6-9. He's the one who's sort of like lagging behind really in terms of how the team's going today. Rogie's tiring, so we might need to rest Rogie a little bit. Tracy gets away. It's because he wins himself at the ground, doesn't it? He gives it all for the team. That's why Rogie's tired. Paley, Power. Fresno. Still inside. Pulls it back. Interception. Rogie brought down. Surely a penalty. No, apparently not. Just a strong tackle. Across the back post. Fresno heads it over the top though. Good to see Bolton still relying on divine providence for their defence. Oh yeah. And then they give away a silly penalty like that, which is silly to be honest. Isaac gives away a handball. Maguire steps up now. Let's make this 3-1, shall we? Maguire tucks it in the bottom corner. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. (3-1). 2-point lead at the top of the table. Jenkins Davies should have taken an effort there, buddy. Have a go. Marsh and Gilchrist both going for the same ball. Inside. Jones, good save by Westwood. Might be able to make a change actually. Let's do that. do that. Put Sonny Perkins on as well, actually. Actually, Perkins for Rogie. Guest can go on. Let's try that. There you go. Last 8 minutes. Football League season starts this week. Portland hosting Kansas City. Nice, Rebellious. MLS is back underway. I could do with an MLS team to support, actually, to be honest. Do we know where MLS is being shown in the UK? Is it being shown on Sky still, or is it picked up by an accessible broadcaster? I presume it's still Sky. Bob Scott in with a follow. Appreciate you, Bob. Welcome in. Apple TV in the States. That makes sense, actually. I think I saw that recently, isn't it? I think they got like these big, like, sort of 3D advertisements now for it in Times Square. Is that right? Stream via Apple TV. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I've got that, so that's fine. I might have a bit of a watch, a bit more MLS this season then, because I do like it. I like how you physically see the improvement every single year. Good result, that one. You know what? Let's do it. Let's round it up to 10 league games, because 9 league games looks weird, doesn't it? Right? To say we played 9 league games feels a bit odd. So let's take it to the 10. And then we've got Johnson's Paint Cup final Cup final. Getting very, very ahead of ourselves at that point. Johnson's Cup game to play. So Woking first. Then we've got to play Hull. So it's a massive, massive match. We might as well get that done tonight. Get out of the way. Hull are down in 12th. That feels weird to see that, especially when we're sat top. You know? Obviously now we've got a dilemma. Do we play the first team against Woking, or do we rest and rotate? I think we've got to try and rotate a couple of players, but let's have a little look at how the group looks. We've only played, played one game. It counts as a draw. Well, 2 points for the penalty win. Right. So obviously we need to win the Papa John. So again, we can't even really rest too many players, because we know we need to try and actually push on for that trophy. It's theoretically more attainable than the league. Theoretically. We're playing very, very well in the league. That's the problem. I'll tell you what, we'll rest Rogie. Looks like I definitely need him. I definitely need Rogie for the whole game. Johnny Edge can play instead of a Guru. Give him a bit of a run out up front. I think Bruce Webb for Fresno. Sorry. So let's not change everybody, but Chimedo, we can't actually change because we don't have another right back. That's fine. We could swap a centre back. We could put Gilchrist out of the right back, to be honest. Wish there was more people to play this with. Cameron, yeah, like you can get involved in drafts and stuff, Cameron. Like if you join Discord, man, we got some. There's always like people sort of up for drafting, so you need to get things like that sorted. And sort of try and find those people who can do it, because there are a lot of people who will be very, very keen to do that sort of stuff. So get involved, find out who's around, find out what people want to do, and there's plenty. There's a massive community that'll be available for stuff like that. So I'll tell you what, let's give Mark Jones a run out centre half. I'm worried now I've made too many changes, but let's try it. Okay. I think those players. I think what we've done there, that should still be enough to beat Woking. I think. Okay. Quite a lot of changes, but we need them for the whole game. because I don't, even at this point, even like 10 games in, I don't want to take a hit in the league, but I know deep down I'm thinking I really should have played the full strength side against Woking, because we need to win the Papa Johns this year, because we can get promoted via the playoffs and that still counts as a point, as a trophy essentially in the save. But if we don't win the Papa Johns, then you can't compete in the Papa Johns in the championship. So in that sense, we actually lose the opportunity. So we have to win it this season, or we come back and do it again in the future, which it's going to be a bit frustrating, but something we might have to do. We've still got to do Vanarama North and South, so we do have to come back to England anyway. So here's Jenkins Davies. Oh, that'll do. Smacks it in from the edge of the area. Get the press on and then ping it into the bottom. Great strike. Rob's fallow there. Figures, don't worry, I've got this. 25 yards maybe? That'll do. No, we've not even been in the Premier League yet, Stoke City. We've literally, we started in Northern Ireland and then we came across to England, so we came into the National League. So we're building our way up slowly. So whether we go League One Championship, Premier League, I don't know. Maybe we'll go to Scotland instead. Maybe we'll go to Wales instead. There's ideas, and we're open. We're sort of fairly flexible and fluid with it as to what we do. So we shall see. We shall see. Don't worry, Dan. No, don't worry about that. It's been a, I wouldn't say a last minute thing trying to get stuff organised for Saturday. But if people are in the area or can get to York and fancy coming to the game, then they're more than welcome. But understandable. It's a tough time of year, and it's also, I think, it'll be payday weekend, so it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but there'll be plenty more times to do some stuff. Don't worry about it. Myself and Jen were trying to organise going to a game anyway during the earlier part of the season as well. Let's try and get one organised. Couldn't get it done, so we're like, right, what's the other options that we can do? And then this weekend came out. I was like, that's my birthday, we can do that. That sort of makes sense. Let's go and do that. So that's why we thought we'd try and do it. Toby G, it's British Steel Challenge Save. Plan to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. So we're currently 10 seasons in. It is a fair trek for you, Dan, to be honest. It's nothing for me, which is incredibly selfish, to be honest. Just go roll out into town. But for people who've got to travel for a fair whack, then yes, it's 100% a long way. Free kick. Can't do Saturday either, unfortunately. Can't get time of work. Don't worry, Rajo. Don't worry at all. Don't worry at all. As I say, it's just been put out into the ether. If people can make it, cool. If people can't, not a problem. We're not expecting massive amounts, so. Lowestoft's at home this weekend. Did Lowestoft play York this week as well? Am I thinking that right? I sort of feel as though that's tonight, but I'm not sure. Duda Entry, appreciate the follow. Very kind for that. Thank you very much. Definitely the future. Last one was great. Yeah, it was. It was fantastic, wasn't it? We'll have to try and get something sorted. Paley pulls it back for Johnny Edge. Straight at the defender, unfortunately. Yeah, Nottingham meet-up was very, very cool for FMT. We could definitely do with doing something again. Maybe we'll try and do the same thing, do it again next year. Have that in the diary as the sort of the launch week meet-up. Because Nottingham Comedy Festival will put us on again, so that's not a problem. We could do that. Actually, I could probably do with getting in touch with them, to be honest, to make sure that's even a possibility. So, or at least get the dates. Right, not been a classic this match, to be honest. But we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll take that. So that's another win in the Papa Johns, which keeps us in with a shout of that trophy. Second in our group so far, behind Reading. Who have we still got to play now? Still got to play Reading. So we got through Brighton, got through Woking, still got Reading to play. We'll play this game against Hull, who are 12th, Charlton 6th, Portsmouth 3rd, Bradford 9th, Cambridge 7th, West Brom 10th. I mean, like, if we come through this patch here, relatively unscathed, we've got to be fairly confident, like, for the rest of the season, surely. Like, I'm just going to quickly skip through all this stuff. We can go back and sort of check it as we go back through, if needs be. I mean, look at this. Reached the knockout stages. We're already ahead of that, so that's fine. We need to go and win the Papa John's. We want the Papa John's. Up the Pizza Cup. You know? That's what it's all about. So we'll take on Hull. We're going to reset our team, essentially, put all those players back in that we rested. Fresno's on international duty. Didn't expect that to be a sentence that was said out loud. Oggy back in for Edge. I feel like maybe Jenkins-Davies can stay in. He had a good game. Fresno, we need to work out when he's back. Guess we return the 14th, right? Okay, so he's definitely out. Let's put Bourne in there. Or Mordner could possibly be maybe a bit tired now. Blakey, Tracy, Gilchrist's a bit tired. Right, centre backs might be a little bit tired, but we've got 7 days after this game, so run them a bit more and then let them rest up after that. Yeah, I can feel a bit gravel coming on there, Dan. So good, that's well timed, buddy. That works for me. Who we consider as promotion favourites? I'm going to back us. I'm going to say we are. I think we've got everything to win promotion. That's what I'm going for. I'm putting ourselves in that conversation. Yeah. They're saying 12th. We'll take 12th. But we've already come past Peterborough. We didn't beat Swindon, granted. Have we played Gillingham? Not yet. Right, let's have it. Gillingham and Charlton playing out a 1-1 draw. That's handy for everybody. Very handy, to be honest. Because, yeah, Hull, then Charlton next. Huge matches. Right. Let's go for it. We're ready. I think I might swap Jenkins-Davies and Maguire around, actually, because I don't know whether or not. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Move them around. Here we go then. We're in yellow. Hull in white. If you're brand new to the stream, you might not necessarily know that. So. There we go. Blakey clears it. Did Rogie not keep that in? top. Oggy chasing after it. Yeah, that's fine. Just let them have the ball for a minute. Tracy nods it down. Blakey now, loads of space. Back inside. Maguire. Blakey. Paley finds the gap. Blakey back inside. Maguire. Jenkins-Davies again from distance. Not a bad effort. Close. Portsmouth have moved up to second. Bournemouth have slipped down. Blackpool are moving back up again. We're still hanging up there. 2 points clear still. Not a great delivery in. Tracy, now he's not gonna whip across him, is he? Nope. Nah, never gonna score. Never gonna score from there. Silly effort. Oh, not expecting that. That caught me a bit off by surprise. How's that coming about? Cortez up over the top. Who's not watching? Who's not watching? Power, apparently. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry. It's not the end of the world. We can. Yeah, we can fix that. Don't worry. If I dropped, that's what she said. Let's go positive. Move that line back up again. Well, it's not helpful. I've dropped 2 ever. Oh dear. Yeah, I guess that's what she said. I've dropped 2. Davies gives it away. Oh, hang on. Right, Jenkins-Davies is going the right way to get substituted, to be honest. I'm surprised, because I thought he'd be better than that. So let's put Hackney on. Oh dear. Offside, that'll do. Right. It's not quite what we want, is it? Right, Hackney's coming on. Perkins is coming on. Loco Poco, is there any benefit to attending other teams' games if you're managing a national team? Can you discover some players' attributes? If you're managing the national team, then I presume you get access to the actual... Yeah, it would count as scouting, wouldn't it? So you need to be able to do that to go and experience those players. So in that sense, I think it would benefit you. So I would definitely suggest doing it. But whether or not it has benefit as well for, like, if you're trying to sign players and you're in the stand, like say you've already sort of like started talking about those players in the press, and then you turn up to the game. That sort of tends to add a bit more sort of like media hype, and the same with job speculation. Like if you're looking at the possibility of a job, you turn up to that game, then you might get linked with the managerial role. But I think in terms of what you're asking about, whether or not it benefits you as an international manager, I would presume, I don't do a lot of international management myself, I would presume that is the benefit, that you're actually seeing the players properly, so you'll get a bit more knowledge of those players' attributes. That would make sense, right? Just because it makes sense doesn't mean it's true. Oh, he looks back inside. Almost down the line. Nope. Maguire, good ball through. Maguire, Oggy pings it over the top. Let's change it then. Let's go 4-2-4. Westwood comes out, gets it. Bit of a surprise. Like, the thing is, like, it's a bit of a surprising result, this. I know Hull, reputations-wise, should be the team that should be beating us, but for how we've played leading up to this point in the league, it's a bit of an odd result. But then again, we probably have been due a bad result, haven't we? Webb picks it up, goes through, tackle though. Not sure that that's the right way around. Actually, let's do that. Let's stick him as a false 9. Actually, see if he can link up a bit. Go positive, a bit more direct. What can we do, Oxford? Oh, we knew we shouldn't have stayed on after the Bolton game. It was like, oh, let's go with 10 league games. That's going to look better. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. That's why we stayed on. Smacks into the roof of the net. Top corner, Blakey. There you go. Webb just dropping into that false 9 roll there. A little bit of space, which would have been, to be fair, he would have been there had he been playing shadow striker. He'd been playing in that sort of little area anyway, the hole. So that's where you want him, doing that damage. So might have to respect the point, mind. Keeps us 3 points ahead of Bournemouth, and they do have a game in hand. So free kick comes in, headed away. We'll take it. Do you know what I mean? It's a point. It's fine. It's one of those days. Let's just go with it. Respect the point. You know, we're still top of the league. We can't be. I certainly can't be in a position where I'm like, I can't believe we only just got a draw against Hull. Like we played badly. Let's not beat around the bush. We played very, very badly. We've got ourselves a point. That's great. Like, look at this. Look at the results we've had so far tonight. You know, all that's happened. We lost to Swindon, and we didn't even bother against Newcastle. So, 100%. That's fine, isn't it? As far as performances go, we'll take it. 10 games in, there's still, 46 games in the league season, so it's a big season. You know, we're still at 36 games to go. We've only lost one match. We've got a goal distance of +11. We're top of the league. I'm struggling to find any negatives here as to what I can complain about, and I can't see any. So I think we just go, that was great. We might be back tonight. We'll see how we get on. But for now, I think we're sort of where we are, really, and that's been good fun. I think we now go and pop a raid on. So let's go across to Tom, actually. We haven't seen Tom before, so get hydrated on that. I shall do. Thank you very much for that, RG. Yeah, go and give some love to Tom. As I said, I don't think we've raided him before. We might come back tonight. We don't know. If not, we'll see you on Friday. Thank you, as always, for all the support. Take care. Speak to you in a bit. Bye.